Chapter 3401. Although Shen Shang knows Shui Wenbo out of the ordinary, she still did not expect Shui Wenbo to have reached such a peak. Human race has more than a dozen empire, and I am the emperor of Snow Cloud Empire, and the strength is ranked 5th and 4th. Shui Wenbo said, the inheritance of Snow Cloud Empire does not have to be passed on to the descendants, but also give the emperor an excellent disciple or someone who has the ability to be around. And I took the position of my master and became the emperor. At that time, many emperors and relatives refused to accept me and wanted to seize power. Finally, I had to grab them and drive out the Snow Cloud Empire. Shen Shang heard this and said, Old Shui, it seems that you are not a qualified power, although this is very cruel, but you should kill them all at the time, and then get rid of the troubles. Shui Wenbo sighed a long time, drank a cup of tea and nodded, it is true, I am too soft, so I am not suitable to be emperor. Obviously, Shui Wenbo was so desolate when he was killed by the group of emperors he had let go. I don't have children, my emperor will be the disciple passed to me in the future. I treat him as a pro-son. In the future, the emperor must be his, but I ignore humanity. Shui Wenbo said, because he is in love the emperor who was driven out of Snow Cloud Empire by me, under the shackles of the emperor, he took the position in advance and used acute poison for me. Shen Shang frowned and asked, Old Shui, did you open the poison now? Shui Wenbo nodded, it has already been solved. This acute poison has plagued me for hundreds of years. I just solved it last year. After a period of time, my strength can be recovered. Shui Wenbo can become the emperor of an empire of human race. It must have a strong strength and must be the cultivation base of the peak of world-defying sacred realm. Your disciple is still a bit human. Did he let you go? Shen Shang said. I fled by myself. At the beginning, he wanted to kill me. Shui Wenbo's expression is flat at this time, and he has already seen it in the past few years. Your disciple should not have the cultivation base of world-defying sacred realm. Can he also be the emperor of Snow Cloud Empire? Will anyone convince him? Shen Shang asked. Of course not, but don't forget the emperor who is with him. This emperor is now in control, and when the emperors returned, the entire Snow Cloud Empire was controlled by them because they were very greedy and led to Snow Cloud Empire. There are complaints everywhere, and many people have left Snow Cloud Empire. Then they later ordered to leave the city, and they were not allowed to leave. If they wanted to leave, they would get a large sum of money myriad Dao Divine Soil Crystal. Shui Wenbo only hates being indecisive at first, otherwise it will not make Snow Cloud Empire become like this. Old Shui, do you have plans to go back? Snow Cloud Empire is now like this, your responsibility is great, I am sorry for what your master had expected of you. Shen Zhang's words made Shui Wenbo fall into sorrow. This is what he has not been able to let go for years. He doesn't care about the emperor. He didn't want to be a singer at first. But he didn't give the emperor to the emperor. There was also a reason, mainly because he was too greedy, says Shui Wenbo. Nor can he give the throne to the greedy people. In the end, Shui Wenbo could only go on his own, but he did the wrong thing, that is, the greedy guys who had been let go. As Shen Shang said just now, his character is not suitable for the emperor. I have plans to go back, but not now. Shui Wenbo said, I have been traveling around for years, just want to see if I can draw people, but I have not succeeded. Soul Clan will never participate in human race fighting, and others are not willing to take risks. Shen Shang whispered. Soul Clan doesn't want to participate, but doesn't have enough benefits. They won't do this kind of thing. Shui Wenbo thought about it and nodded, it is true. No good, who is doing this with you? Shui Wenbo already has a plan to accumulate wealth so that Soul Clan can attack Snow Cloud Empire with him. I have an idea, but I don't know if anyone believes. Shui Wenbo suddenly said that he suddenly felt that Shen Shang knew the power struggle, at least he understood. What idea? Shen Shang asked quickly. There is a forbidden land in Snow Cloud Empire. This forbidden land is difficult to get in, but my master has gone in before, and he has never seen it since he entered. Shui Wenbo said. My master said, Forbidden Land there is an ancient teleportation formation that releases powerful space power that can be transmitted to the world-defying Soul River 5th layer, closer to the 6th layer. The 6th layer is the land of innocence. If you can go to the 5th layer at once, this is really a very good thing. I posted this news and made the Ice Palace Empire's Imperial Palace messy. I will be able to take advantage of it at that time. Shui Wenbo said. But the premise is that I have to be strong enough, and someone has to believe this. Things are fine. The ancient teleportation formation that can be transmitted is obviously the Sun-old ancestor, and there is also barrier protection, which is very certain. Old Shui, I can help you. But you don't want to reveal the forbidden land, Shenshang suddenly said. Oh, Shui Wenbo saw Shenshang but was the cultivation base around the world-defying sacred realm middle stage. He could help him. I have this. Shenshang quietly took out a crystal emperor, whispered, there is very little here. Shenshang is going to the Forbidden Land, he wants to open the teleportation formation to the world-defying Soul River 5th layer. Shui Wenbo took a sip of cool, this is the Crystal Emperor. It is very rare here. There are only 10 pieces in the Snow Cloud Empire. He also got 2 small pieces, but it was used in the last practice. Although there are a lot of myriad Dao Divine Soil crystals circulating here, there are very few Crystal Emperors born naturally, and they need to be refining. He got only a small piece from Cheng Shaoran, the son of the sacred city lord. It is naturally bred. Shenshang is very big, although it only emits a faint light, but in Shui Wenbo's opinion, he almost flashed his old eyes. You must have any purpose, it will help me. Shui Wenbo said, Shenshang has already put the Crystal Emperor off. I need to enter the teleportation formation, I want to go to the world-defying Soul River 5th layer. Shenshang said. The Forbidden Land is obviously in the Imperial Palace, only you can regain the throne, I can have time to try how to enter Forbidden Land. Good, but how do you help me specifically? Shui Wenbo asked. I will give you 10 pieces of the stone just now, is it enough for you to recruit and hire a horse? Shenshang said with a smile. Enough, Shui Wenbo was surprised. Shenshang actually had as many as 10 pieces, and he didn't know where it came from. Chapter 3402. Old Shui, I really didn't expect that I would meet an emperor here, I was lucky. Shenshang happily said with a smile, then poured tea to Shui Wenbo. In fact, you don't know. There are many great people in the place of ancient wolf clan, not just human race. There are many other big guys in Soul clan here. Shui Wenbo said, mainly because of ancient wolf clan here. The environment is very good and very safe. The senior executives in ancient wolf clan pay great attention to the rules. Once someone violates them, they will be severely punished. If they are serious, they will lose their lives. Shenshang had seen a guy thrown into the water to feed the crocodile. Is there a lot of crocodiles here at Ancient Wolf Clan? It's huge, I've seen one before I've been blacked out. Shenshang recalled the giant crocodile, and felt a little fear in his heart. The smudges are specifically to seduce the crocodile. If the black things are not applied to the body, the crocodile in the water will not attack you. The ancient wolf crocodile here is very obedient. Shui Wenbo he smiled. Although everyone knows ancient wolf crocodile all obedient, but no one dares to run around in the water. I think that there are many super giant crocodile with a body length of several tens of feet. No one will go down and run. Think of it as terrifying. Shenshang now also knows about ancient wolf clan, a very rigorous ethnic group, especially the rules here, which attracts many humans and souls to avenge. Even the guys who are normally evil, come here to be honest, once they get here, caught by ancient wolf clan, the end is very miserable. Old Shui, I can trust you, this is for you first. Shenshang gave Shui Wenbo a crystal emperor, should this be enough for you to recruit for a while? Shui Wenbo after receiving it, lightly smiled, how come you can trust me? You are not afraid that I will run away with your crystal emperor. You seem to be ignorant of many things here, now you at least listen to me telling a story. I believe in me, don't you think that I am a composer? Shenshang took a sip of tea, said with a smile, Shenshang has always been very accurate. I believe that my own vision, if you are cheated, it is my own eyes, just as a lesson. Quote. Shenshang has lived for so long, and has seen so many people, this is still there. Old Shui, have you heard of the Soul Demon family at world-defying Soul River? Shenshang is now very familiar with Shui Wenbo and dares to ask something. Of course I've heard that it's a new generation, and we've had a lot of humans before. Shui Wenbo said. First layer world-defying Soul River is the youngest world-defying Soul River. The youngest? I thought the first layer world-defying Soul River is the oldest. Said Shenshang. The violent soul in the world layer of world-defying Soul River in the first layer, isn't the cultivation of the second layer. Second layer, then enter the third layer, keep going up. Shui Wenbo nodded. It's so good, but the original violent soul flowed from the ground of the road. The sixth layer is the inaugural land. The violent soul that flows down from it comes to the 5th layer and then reproduces. After a period of time, another batch fell, and so on, and finally formed the first world-defying soul river. Violent world-defying soul's method of reproduction is splitting. Shui Wenbo picked up a leaf and tore the leaves open and said, "A violent world-defying soul, split into 2. After the leaves were torn into 2 pieces, Shui Wenbo continued to tear it down and finally tore a lot of small pieces. These small pieces are the first layer of the violent world-defying soul, and a whole leaf is the violent soul of the inaugural land. Of course, small pieces can also grow, absorbing the souls contained in the soul river and evolving into large pieces. And finally return to the land of innocence, so that the great violent soul of the innocent land will remain undefeated. And there are some violent souls that happen to be spiritual and evolve into creatures. Soul clan, or soul demon. Violent soul actually is such a presence, I know it now. Shen Shang has learned a lot more about violent world-defying soul. The 6-story violent world-defying soul has a very mysterious connection to each other. The violent world-defying soul on the 1st floor will evolve to the 2nd floor, while the 2nd floor violent world-defying soul will sometimes fall into one. The layers are split into many. The 2nd and 3rd floors are also such connections. It feels that this relationship is maintained, and the violent soul of the 6-story world-defying soul river can be endless. It is a mystery. Shui Wenbo. After drinking tea, Shui Wenbo asked Shen Shang to go to his house, a tree hole above a big tree. There are hundreds of tree holes in the big tree, all of which are Immortal's cave. These tree holes were built and sold by ancient wolf clan. Although many trees did not excavate Immortal's cave, everyone dared not dig holes. In ancient wolf clan, it was still. Shui Wenbo said, "Ancient wolf clan, you also need to earn resources, so everyone can understand. Old Shui, are there any plans in your mind?" "I want to go and see the teleportation formation in Snow Cloud Empire," Shen Shang said. "Yes, there is a powerful ancient wolf here," Shui Wenbo said. "This guy is obsessed with weapon and always wants to find good materials to refine the weapon. Although he has found a Tao Creation Saint Stone, it is poor. A good quality crystal emperor. How strong is this guy? Ancient wolf clan can shock so many desperate people who have escaped here, and manage this place in an orderly manner, knowing that the ancient wolf clan guys are very powerful. World-defying sacred realm is at the peak. I am going to find him when it is dark. Are you if you want to go with me?" Shui Wenbo said. "This guy is very weird. At night, his tree hole is wide open, if you have something to look for, you can go straight in." Good. Shen Shang looked forward to it. It was dark. Shen Shang followed Shui Wenbo to the other tree in the canopy of the big tree, so he kept walking, and Shen Shang did not remember how many trees he had passed. "This tree is his own, and we can go straight from here." Shui Wenbo took Shen Shang into a tree hole in the big tree. Just entering the tree hole, Shen Shang felt a strong breath, making him feel more stressed than when facing Great Peng Old Ancestor, the strength of this ancient wolf really terrifying. Here, the powerful ancient wolf has no name, only the title. The ancient wolf that Shui Wenbo came to is the title, called Night Solitary Wolf, which he took. "Who?" There was a cold, hoarse voice inside. "Shui Wenbo." Shui Wenbo finished, looked at Shen Shang. "Shen Shang." Shen Shang also quickly reported his name. Both of them were in a spacious hall in the tree hole, and a door slowly opened, leaving a tall, bearded middle-aged man inside. When the middle-aged man came out, the pair of wolf-like eyes looked at Shen Shang and Shui Wenbo, and there was a coldness in his eyes, which made Shen Shang secretly fear. This is really a very terrifying guy. Chapter 3403, Sit, said Night Solitary Wolf coldly. Before Shen Shang came to know, this Night Solitary Wolf is such a character, so I didn't feel anything. After all, such an expert can make him sit very well. After Shui Wenbo and Shen Shang sat down, Night Solitary Wolf also sat in a large chair. "What? Say." Night Solitary Wolf seems to cherish the words like gold, and the speech is short. It's all right to find Night Solitary Wolf here. Unfamiliar with Night Solitary Wolf, come here to talk to him, most of them will be thrown out, and if it is serious, it may be hung next to the tree hole. "I used to be the Emperor of Snow Cloud Empire," Shui Wenbo said. "I want to fight back, regain my throne and take control of Snow Cloud Palace. It's hard, I don't do it." Night Solitary Wolf immediately said that he seemed to know who Shui Wenbo was when he heard the name of Shui Wenbo. "This is a reward." Shui Wenbo took out the Crystal Emperor that Shen Shang gave him, and I will go find other helpers, not just one of you. After a period of time, I can restore my strength and have a new world-defying sacred realms peak cultivation base will also participate in the battle. Knight Solitary Wolf looked at the Crystal Emperor in Shui Wenbo's hand, and the cold eyes seemed to ignite, which is what he needs most. Knight Solitary Wolf is very strong. Shen Shang thinks that a Crystal Emperor seems to have some stingy. Then he makes a good idea and takes out a Crystal Emperor and throws it to Knight Solitary Wolf. This piece is prepaid to you, wait for the event. After that, you will get a second Crystal Emperor. 3 girls pill spirit can condense a few Crystal Emperors in a day, which is nothing to him. He just wants to let Knight Solitary Wolf join in and feel the Snow Cloud Palace. 2 Crystal Emperors, and it's the best quality. Knight Solitary Wolf has also seen Crystal Emperors, but those Crystal Emperors are small and not very good, far less than the one given by Shen Shang. How many people do you want to find? Knight Solitary Wolf is already in the heart. After all, there are 2 Crystal Emperors of good quality. If he wants to collect it himself, he doesn't know how long it will take. At least 8. Shui Wenbo is now not sure, because I don't know if I can find enough. How much is it? Asked Knight Solitary Wolf. At least 1 such Crystal Emperor, if it can be as strong as you, I can give 2. Shui Wenbo said. You give me 10 Crystal Emperors, I will help you find 10. Knight Solitary Wolf said, added, I also join. Shui Wenbo looked at Shen Shang. No problem, but give it after the event. Shen Shang now has enough Crystal Emperor. See you in a month, said Knight Solitary Wolf. Shui Wenbo nodded and left with Shen Shang. Knight Solitary Wolf is really strong, and the person he picks should be his friend, said Shen Shang. Yes, although he is unsociable, there are still many friends. I think he will most likely swallow those Crystal Emperors. Shui Wenbo said with a smile. He called those friends, maybe they owe others love. Knight Solitary Wolf is obsessed with the way of the weapon and needs a lot of material to refine it. He is also very curious about why Shen Shang has so many Crystal Emperors, just not asking them, this kind of thing can be secret. Old Shui, can you recover in a month? Shen Shang will not go to play when he is just waiting for Shui Wenbo to succeed, and then go to Snow Cloud Palace. Yes, so I have to close now, Shui Wenbo said. After Shui Wenbo entered his room, Shen Shang also left the Shui hole of Shui Wenbo, who wanted to visit the ancient wolf clan. I don't know if there is a pills in this place. Shen Shang had forgotten to ask Shui Wenbo before. It shouldn't be. This is not the place for human race. Soul clan will definitely not study this thing, Su Maiyao said. Shen Shang asked around for a moment, and sure enough. However, he found that ancient wolf clan was very proficient in the refiner, which surprised him. He thought that Knight Solitary Wolf was obsessed with weapons. He did not expect the entire ancient wolf clan. He came to the core area of ancient wolf clan, where dozens of trees were the largest. The shops opened here were all members of the ancient wolf clan, and they were very lively. Ancient wolf clan is the most diverse divine tool store here. Shen Shang went and looked at it. Ancient wolf clan has a wide variety of divine tools, a variety of divine weapon, defensive divine tool, divine armor and so on, and the refining technique is also very good. But he didn't see himself satisfied. Long Shui Su Maiyao used the divine tool, which is Shui Shenxian. They were made by a few women and they were tailored for them, so they didn't look at it. Ancient wolf clan is a peculiar group. Shen Shang came out of a large divine tool store and was amazed. There is really no pills shop here, because this third layer world-defying soul river is water. It is difficult to breed all kinds of exotic flowers and rare herbs, even the area of human race does not necessarily have any pills. In this regard, Shen Shang can only give up, and now he wants to refine a better Dan, you need a higher level of herbs. There may be a place to innovate. Su Maiyao said. I just don't know when I will be there. I will be there soon. Shen Shang said. This is all about Knight Solitary Wolf. I hope my Crystal Emperor has no white flowers. Shen Shang has 2 Tao Creation Saint Stones in his hand, but no one has helped him to refine it. In the following month, Shen Shang strolled Ancient Wolf Clan. He mainly eats and drinks. Because Long Shui likes to eat and drink, he also specially released this greedy dragon and took her everywhere. Shen Shang went back to Shui Wenbo's tree hole, and Shui Wenbo was already out. His momentum was also strong. Old Shui, I don't want to go to war, I just wait for your good news nearby. Shen Shang said that his strength is so weak, and the humans here are so powerful that his use of war will not be too great. This is of course, Shui Wenbo said with a smile, Shen Shang, but a lot of power, those Crystal Emperor is not so easy to get, Shen Shang can help him recruit expert is to help the most busy. Shui Wenbo took Shen Shang to find Night Solitary Wolf. Night Solitary Wolf has already found a helper. Plus he has a total of 11. He has 10 humans and souls. They are very strong, but they all carry masks, obviously, don't want people to know who they are. Get off, said Night Solitary Wolf, a man with a silver mask hurried out. He jumped from the tree hole and turned into a giant silver wolf with wings. This is a wolf eagle, capable of flying. The wolf's back is very big, and it is not a problem to stand more than 20 robots, not to mention Shen Shang, they add up only a dozen. Go up. Night Solitary Wolf first jumped to the back of the wolf eagle, and everyone followed. After going up, everyone sat down directly. The wolf eagle had a very soft silver animal hair, which was very comfortable to sit on. Chapter 3404. The wolf eagle flaps its wings and walks through the woods. Fortunately, the giant trees here are far apart, otherwise the wolf eagle's wings are really not well stretched. After coming to a place without leaves, the wolf eagle flew above the forest. There is a wolf eagle carrying a flight, so you don't have to ride the ancient wolf crocodile, otherwise you don't know how long it will take to get to Snow Cloud Empire. Go to Blue Snow City first, said Night Solitary Wolf. Why? Shui Wenbo asked. I thought I went straight to Snow Cloud Emperor City. Blue Snow City hides a mysterious strength of Snow Cloud Empire. A man with a golden mask said. This strength was developed by the predecessor descendant. When they seized your throne, even this strength they are not used, so they are always hidden there. The people around Night Solitary Wolf are all good players, they are all very strong, they don't know what they are doing, they can know so many things, these things are not known to Shui Wenbo. Blue Snow City seems to be a very poor place, but every period of time has quietly sent a lot of resources. Later, after our investigation, we found that there are at least 10 world-defying with similar strength. Sacred Realm is at its peak. The man with the golden mask said again. You really shouldn't let them go, said a man with a wooden mask. They all seem to know about Shui Wenbo. Shui Wenbo can only sigh a little, this is indeed his fault. So what about the strength of Snow Cloud Palace? Is it strong? There are too many experts stationed in Snow Cloud Palace, will it not ruin Snow Cloud Palace? Shen Shang said, he was worried that it would destroy the Forbidden Land. We will try to avoid such things happening, said the gold mask man. The guys in Snow Cloud Palace are also very strong, at least 20 world-defying Sacred Realm peaks, but we won't confront them directly. After killing the people in Blue Snow City, they will go to Snow Cloud Emperor City. At that time, we will have plans to kill them one by one. You don't have to worry too much. We are very experienced in doing this kind of thing. These 10 masks are very strong, and unlike the Night Solitary Wolf, they don't know what they usually do. Now it is so mysterious. Good, said Shui Wenbo, who only wanted to take control of Snow Cloud Empire and make up for his previous mistakes. Shen Shang needs the Forbidden Land, he wants to go from the teleportation formation of Forbidden Land to the world-defying Soul River 5th layer, which will bring him closer to the road of innovation. Big brother, when is my knife refining? The golden mask asked Night Solitary Wolf. Come on. Night Solitary Wolf took out a long black knife and handed it to the gold mask man, saying, look at yourself. After taking over the golden mask, I took a closer look and nodded very satisfied. Although it is not a finished product, I am very satisfied. Very good, it seems to be Tao creation spell. Shen Shang took the head and looked over, surprisedly said. The knife was refurbished by Night Solitary Wolf, and Night Solitary Wolf actually understood Tao creation spell, which surprised him. Do you know Tao creation spell? Night Solitary Wolf seems to be more surprised than Shen Shang, who thought he only knew this thing. Shen Shang was originally mysterious in his eyes, and the quality of the Crystal Emperor was given casually, like a stone throw, such a broad guy he had not heard of. Slightly no 1 or 2. Shen Shang looked at Tao creation spell on the knife and said, this is Tao creation spell of the marketing attribute, 1st level. Only Tao creation spell is engraved on it, but it is well carved. If you use it, you can inject a powerful force of thunder into world-defying. Not bad. Night Solitary Wolf was more interested in Shen Shang, and he took out another sword and asked Shen Shang to look at the little Tao creation spell on the sword blade. This is a fire, said Shen Shang. This is all 1st level Tao creation spell. Second level Tao creation spell is doubled, but there is not enough good material, it can't be engraved. Night Solitary Wolf's words finally added a little more. Otherwise, once the power of world defying is absorbed, the strength will double after that. Instant impact will destroy the divine tool. Shen Shang just saw these weapons, although they all joined the Crystal Emperor, but the Crystal Emperor is not a lot, mainly myriad Tao Divine Soil Crystal. Night Solitary Wolf Sr., then can you engrave a few orders of second level Tao creation spell? Shen Shang asked quickly, and Night Solitary Wolf seemed to have a good grasp of second level Tao creation spell. I didn't think that such a little rascal was actually discussing the refiner way with Night Solitary Wolf. Of course, they didn't understand, that's it. Up to the 9th order, I have mastered the 3rd level Tao creation spell. Night Solitary Wolf said, the 3rd level Tao creation spell is the space. The ancient teleportation formation is arranged with the 3rd level of Tao creation spell. Quote, the Sun-Old Ancestor and Ji Yutong can be arranged here to arrange the teleportation formation, indicating that they have mastered the 3rd level Tao creation spell. Shen Shang was still curious about the 3rd level Tao creation spell is what it is. The actual is like this, said Shen Shang. Do you also learn Tao creation spell? Night Solitary Wolf asked. Who taught you? I taught myself. Shen Shang bitter with a smile. I can only master the 1st-2nd level Tao creation spell. Very good. Night Solitary Wolf's eyes were appreciated, as Shen Shang is now only the world-defying Sacred Realm middle stage. Shen Shang looked at the knife and said, I think the Tao creation spell of this knife can be superposition in the spell of the flame. In the battle, when the strength is released, it is the thunder fire shock. The attack effect is definitely good. Quote. Superposition. Night Solitary Wolf didn't think of this before. It's obvious that the person who taught him Tao creation spell is very slate. If he studies it himself, he will definitely have many ideas. Is this okay? Night Solitary Wolf suddenly was very interested because he had not thought of this before. Of course. Shen Shang hangs out a fire spell, then adds a thunderbolt, and finally a concussion mantra. He combines the 3 spells into together, and it looks very natural. Night Solitary Wolf sees God, and Shui Wenbo and those masks are also shocked by the strength of the story. Look at the effect. Shen Shang hit the sky and let the strength in the air burst. Hong Long. After the strength of the air exploded, the flame spewed in the square, with a thick flame of lightning, the power of shock is sweeping in all directions. A shock wave was pressed from the sky, the tree below was crushed and the branches were broken. The trunk was directly shattered by the shock waves of 5 elements. The water below was tumbling and rushing, forming a huge wave of waves rushing to the square. This strength is close to world-defying Sacred Realm late-stage peak. Shui Wenbo was shocked. If you hit me, I might get hurt. Night Solitary Wolf and those masked people think so too. Shen Shang is just a little rascal of the world-defying Sacred Realm middle stage, which can release such a strong strength, and it seems to be very easy. Night Solitary Wolf was also greatly inspired at this time. He stared at the knife and seemed to have a new refinement plan. Chapter 3405. Shen Shang hasn't mastered Tao creation spell as much as Night Solitary Wolf. Night Solitary Wolf has already realized Tao creation spell at 3rd level. Shen Shang is just starting 2nd level. However, Night Solitary Wolf's superposition of Tao creation spell is not as high as Shen Shang. If Shen Shang told him, he still didn't know when to know that Tao creation spell could be superposition. Shen Shang was curious about where the Luo creation spell of Night Solitary Wolf learned, but he didn't ask. Night Solitary Wolf is equally curious about how Shen Shang learned Tao creation spell, but he did not ask. If you have enough of Tao creation spell, you can also try the fusion of 1st level and 2nd level, maybe it will be stronger. But when you are a refiner, you may need better materials, said Shen Shang. Night Solitary Wolf nodded. He put the X% knife in his hand and he decided to refine the knife. The speed of the Wolf Eagle is not very fast. After all, there are so many people on it, and this forest is not absolutely safe. It needs to be vigilant. Shui Wenbo just saw Shen Zhang's move, knowing that Shen Shang can also master Tao creation spell like Night Solitary Wolf and can be used in combat. The Night Solitary Wolf's Tao creation spell was used in the refining of divine weapon. If Night Solitary Wolf can also use Tao creation spell like Shen Shang, the strength of Night Solitary Wolf will definitely be stronger, it will increase its strength several times, and it is very terrifying in its class. You won't refiner? Night Solitary Wolf asked. I also think Tao Creation Spell is the refining master. Not proficient. I will only alchemy, Shen Shang said, but there are not many alchemists here. I used to be a very famous alchemist. And Tao Creation Spell can also be used on alchemy, just now my understanding of Tao Creation Spell is not enough. After I have learned more about Tao Creation Spell, I will be able to apply it to alchemy. Night Solitary Wolf nodded. You will still alchemy. Shui Wenbo was surprised. This is harder. Is there a pillar here too? Shen Shang asked. I didn't find it in the area of Ancient Wolf Clan. Pills are only found in human areas, but they are rare. Although there are a few good alchemists, they are always a ghost, said the gold mask man. Shen Shang said with a smile, if you have a chance to meet them, it will be fine. The wooden mask man said, are you really alchemist? As far as I know, alchemist is very proud. I have seen an alchemist before, and it is a VIP of an imperial emperor. Of course I am alchemist. Shen Shang smiled. Maybe because there are fewer divine mirror of 6 paths here, so this is the case. Alchemist is a lot on my side. There are certainly few herbs here, so there are not many alchemists. It may be because the water is submerged here, which makes the herbs rare. If you want to alchemy, Shen Shang feels that he can only pick the herbs from the bottom of the water, or grow in what is the mushroom on the tree. Although I have some herbs, my refining dan is not suitable for the expert of this place, unless I can find a better herbs here. Shen Shang said, but there is water everywhere, I am afraid hard to find. Yes, our world-defying Soul River third layer is simply not suitable for herbs growth. The Golden Masker said that they are fairly familiar with the situation here. This makes Shen Shang want to go to the 5th layer more quickly. It might be better than the here in the 5th layer, as long as it is not soaked in water. A few days later, the wolf eagle began to fly low and entered the forest. This is the area of the Snow Cloud Empire, and Blue Snow City is in front. The wolf eagle said that everyone jumped over the branches of a tree and the wolf eagle became human. Shen Shang, you are here waiting for us. If we succeed in taking Blue Snow City, we will come back to you. At that time, we will let our people control Blue Snow City and let the news of Blue Snow City leak out. The gold mask man said. I want to get closer, I don't go in, I just look outside, Shen Shang said. Alright. Later, everyone stood on a giant wood, and the cautious and solemn went forward. They had to mix into the city to conduct a sneak attack, so try not to be discovered. In front of Blue Snow City, it is a city built in the water, where the giant trees are cut down, and the huge trunks are used to build the city, which looks very solid. Shen Shang is waiting outside Blue Snow City. There are also many big trees outside. No one dares to open a hole in the big tree outside. It will be held accountable, and the consequences are very serious. Shen Shang is just hiding in the top of the dense foliage. Night Solitary Wolf. After their change appearance, they lined the wood to the door of Blue Snow City. They should be worried about waiting for the Great War to break the Blue Snow City, so I won't let me in. Shen Shang had a strong strength with Tao Creation Spell before, but everyone still didn't trust him, so will not let him participate in the war. Shen Shang was waiting outside and was bored. He wanted Feng Ke to give him the golden needle to find Tao Creation Saint Stone, but Feng Ke retired and said that he would understand what Tao Creation was. Spell. Shen Shang, in order to let Feng Ke understand it faster, used 3rd level time formation for Feng Ke, and he has nothing to do here anyway. 2 days passed and Shen Shang looked at Blue Snow City, which was very calm. I don't know if they started yet. It seems that there is no big move, Shen Shang said. They should be assassinating, and many people will assassinate one, they will wait until a good time to fight. Bai Yu said, if they assassinate 1 of 5, then there will be a great chance of killing instantly, one knight can kill 4 or 5, and the rest will be easy to deal with. For these, Bai Yu is very experienced. While waiting, Shen Shang suddenly saw something moving in the distance. He looked at it carefully. It was a very huge turtle. There was a small house on the turtle. At first glance, it was a big nouveau riche, coming. This guy is really enjoying. Shen Shang hid watching from the big tree. The big turtle stood on the top of a burly middle-aged, he was suddenly shouted, Crown Prince, Blue Snow City is coming, we will be surprised to send resources to them this time, after all, Crown Prince, you personally sent it. Quote. That is, I am Crown Prince, the Emperor of the future Snow Cloud Empire, so that I can draw the strength hidden inside. Inside the small house, a man dressed in a golden magnificently dressed. It's Crown Prince. He Shang smiled in the heart of Shen Shang. I don't know what the strength of this product is. Let's take a look at it. Send resources, this is great. Chapter 3406. Shen Shang heard the words of Crown Prince and knew that the battle inside Snow Cloud Empire had begun. Otherwise, Crown Prince would not draw his strength so early, just to fight against another force stronger than him. As a Crown Prince, but not necessarily to become an emperor, in order to make his strength more stable. You can't let them enter Blue Snow City, maybe they will destroy Night Solitary Wolf's plan. Shen Shang said to Bai Yu, Sister Yu, what do you think should be done? Block them. Night Solitary Wolf, they certainly won't count the Crown Prince to send resources. The situation is, we don't know how many people this Crown Prince brings, Bai Yu said. Shen Shang came quietly into the water. Although the water was calm, he was worried that something would emerge, such as the giant wolf crocodile. I will try it first. Shen Shang released the detonation spell, and soon let the water surface ups and downs, forming a huge wave, and the shock wave is directed at the big turtle. The speed of the big turtle swimming is still very fast, but after being shocked by the shock of Shen Zhang's, it is difficult to move forward and constantly retreat. What is going on here? How did it become suddenly? The Crown Prince's house was very unstable and rickety, making him very uncomfortable inside. In order to eliminate those people's suspicions, Shen Shang immediately released a mad wind mantra, immediately set off a violent hurricane, directly scraped the big turtle, blowing the big turtle to retreat. It's a blizzard, said the middle-aged man. The snowstorm in Blue Snow City has appeared too ugly. Shen Shang has a heartbeat, and if there is a blizzard here, then he creates a blizzard. He also had the frost and snow mantra, and he was quickly released by him. The wind was a blizzard. Not enough, give you some lightning, well, blue lightning. Shen Shang is now sure that the Crown Prince has never been to Blue Snow City, so I don't know the real Blue Snow City blizzard. This kind of blizzard, there is also a blue lightning, which makes Crown Prince feel very helpless. At this time, he can only let the turtles be blown away by the water waves and the wind. They think that this is only the edge of the storm, so no dare to move forward, worrying that the center of the storm will be more violent. Seeing these guys were very confused and panicked, Shen Shang couldn't help but laugh. Shen Shang, you are posing as a person in Blue Snow City and cheating on the resources they sent. Bai Yu said. As for how to cheat, you are free to play. Shen Shang shines in front of him, then quickly climbs to the tree and glides from the heights to the turtle. The group of people brought by Crown Prince is not weak, even in the midst of a blizzard. Suddenly one more person, they immediately found out. Who? Two middle-aged men immediately ran out of the house. Are you coming to send resources? There has been a blizzard here, I am in Blue Snow City, I can guide you to a calm place. Shen Shang said. Quick and fast. Crown Prince was very upset by the bumps, hastily shouted. Shen Shang immediately told the middle-aged man who controlled the big turtle and asked him to go in the direction he was guiding. Soon, the big turtles came to a calm water, and they were also far from Blue Snow City. It's still awesome in Blue Snow City, and it took us out of the snowstorm at once, said Crown Prince Leihehe. The blizzard was released by Shen Shang, he was just collecting it. This is all experience. If you stay here for a few years, you know how to get rid of the blizzard. Shen Shang said with a smile. Do you know who he is? He is Crown Prince. It is a resource for Blue War City's warrior. You have been hiding in Blue Snow City for the entire Snow Cloud Empire for years, so Crown Prince personally gave it. You send resources, the middle-aged man said. Oh, are you really Crown Prince? I don't believe it. The rumored Crown Prince is a very proud and uninviting guy, but you look very easygoing, talkatively, calm, not like that. Wan Ku in legend. Shen Shang frowned, pretending to be unbelieving. It seems that he is damaging the Crown Prince, but he quietly boasted a few words, which makes Crown Prince not easy to attack, not to mention that he thinks that Shen Shang is better. This is someone who deliberately framed me. You should also know that the battle in the palace is very intense. It is my opponent who deliberately discredited me. Crown Prince showed a helpless expression, so I have to look at it now. You, this way, let you eliminate the impression that you have heard about me. It seems this is true. Shen Shang nodded. Of course it's true, otherwise anyone who has nothing to do will pretend to be a Crown Prince to send you resources, and the resources we sent are genuine, Crown Prince said immediately. No wonder. I just saw you are more intimate, but it gives a faint arrogant potential, like the Emperor's might. Actually you are really Crown Prince. Shen Shang saw Crown Prince take a big box myriad Dao divine soil crystal. Come, this turtle is so big, definitely what is in it? Crown Prince smiled at some haughty. But Crown Prince, you are not doing this well. Shen Shang said again. Why not? Asked the middle-aged frown. The role of our Blue Snow City warrior should be clear. When Snow Cloud Empire is in distress, we will only take the shot. Shen Shang said. Our strength is strong, and now you come over and send us resources. Will be I mistakenly think that we are coming to win us. If it is known by your opponents, they will definitely make a fuss about it, saying that you want to niche, or do other things. Prince secretly connected with the mighty army of the Empire, this is indeed a taboo. Moreover, the warrior in Blue Snow City is also highly valued by the Emperor. The consequences of the Emperor's army are very serious. Crown Prince and the others thought about it and suddenly sweated on his forehead. If Crown Prince wants to do it in secret, it's a big mistake. Blue Snow City is full of spies and spies of various forces. Shen Shang said again. Then you won't talk about it. Crown Prince showed the killing intent at the moment, but it quickly disappeared. He didn't dare to kill the warrior of Blue Snow City. If it was discovered, the consequences would be him. Clearly. Of course I won't talk about it, Crown Prince's mind I can understand. So, Crown Prince, please come back. Shen Shang said. Imperial Palace gives us enough resources every a period of time, no need Crown Prince gives us extra. Crown Prince thought about it and said, if you come here, you may wish to send it to me. It is a small gift from Crown Prince. I think you should understand it. Well, I can collect it, but when they don't want it, I will send it back to you. Shen Shang was very embarrassed and thought, Crown Prince is giving us gifts, it is also human nature. Chapter 3407. Later, Crown Prince let those people move out of many boxes, all of which are of good quality myriad Dao divine soil crystal. This is a small piece of crystal Emperor, you give it to your head, I believe in you. Said Crown Prince. It's too expensive, or Crown Prince personally handed it to him. In 10 days, the blizzard will stop and you will be able to enter the city at that time. Shen Shang said. Crown Prince change appearance, it should not be spit. I found that even if I was discovered, I don't have to worry about it. Just say that you are here to play. There are still 10 days of blizzards to stop, Crown Prince does not want to go in, if he comes out for too long, it will cause others to doubt, let alone go to Blue Snow City. I believe you, your Blue Snow City warrior is loyal, said Crown Prince. The expert in Blue Snow City can be forbade here, not to enter the Imperial Palace, which is really good. That's all right, Shen Shang pretended to reluctantly pick it up, then took away all those myriad Dao divine soil crystals. He jumped on a tree and waved away to the Crown Prince's big turtle. After the Crown Prince left, Shen Shang coldly snorted, this idiot is really stingy, just send something. That little crystal Emperor is very precious here, but I can't see it. Shen Shang continued back to the tree and waited for the night solitary wolf to return. After waiting for a long time, a group of people came. They were riding a giant crocodile. The house above was much larger than the Crown Prince. They actually came to send resources. Shen Shang is now idle, then pretending to be Blue War City's warrior as before, and releasing a strong blizzard. This time it was 3 princes, which was a bit more stupid than the Crown Prince. Soon, he gave all the resources he had sent to Shen Shang, a large number of myriad Dao divine soil crystal and a small piece of crystal Emperor. Because of the blizzard, the 3 princes did not enter the city, and they returned to the Imperial Palace. Is there a major event in Snow Cloud Palace? This little scorpion came here one by one for help. Shen Shang frowned, because Crown Prince and 3 princes all said, you know, when giving gifts. In the next 2 days, Shen Shang lied to 5 princes, which made him more certain that Snow Cloud Palace had a major event. These princes quietly came here to find helpers to ensure their own interests. Of course, Shen Shang also gained a lot of money, and got a lot of good quality myriad Dao divine soil crystal. The crystal Emperor is small and of average quality, but it is enough for him to open the teleportation formation. The wolf eagle suddenly flew over and parked on the big branch. Is things inside solved? Shen Shang asked. Well, it's all killed by us. The wolf eagle said. Blue Snow City is under our control, now I will bring you in. Even standing on the back of the wolf eagle flew Shen Shang to Shui Blue Snow City. Mr. Wolf Eagle, is Snow Cloud Palace doing what happened? Shen Shang asked. A few batches of prints have come to send resources. It seems that they want to win over Blue Snow City. The Emperor didn't know why Shenli died. At this time, Snow Cloud Palace is very chaotic, those princes. Are you dealing with this? The Wolf Eagle knows Shen Zhang's strength and it is okay to deal with several princes. I cheated on their resources and let you go back and wait for news. Shen Shanghe happily said with a smile. It seems that we have to think about it for a long time. This is a great opportunity for us to attack Snow Cloud Palace, said the Wolf Eagle. Shen Shang also felt that the strength of the lone wolf team made him very surprised. In just a few days, he destroyed the hidden strength in Blue Snow City. After Shen Shang entered Blue Snow City, it was calm and there seemed to have nothing happened. In the City Lord's mansion in Blue Snow City, Shen Shang met Knight Solitary Wolf and Shui Wenbo. The entire City Lord's mansion is owned by Knight Solitary Wolf. It seems that he has already arranged many people here. Shen Shang had cheated a large amount of resources before, and he took out a part to give Knight Solitary Wolf and let him distribute it to his people. It seems that the situation in Snow Cloud Palace is very critical. Those princes are here. It is obvious that they are facing fierce battles. It is very likely that in addition to the prince, there will be another group of people competing for the throne. The Gold Mask said. Queen, said Knight Solitary Wolf. Yes, the queen is the royal family that I let go before. After I discipled my emperor, I have been struggling to support it. So now I will die inexplicably. The queen wants to seize power, but the princes are not reconciled, said Shui Wenbo. The hidden strength of Blue Snow City should belong to the queen. But those princes don't know, they always thought that their emperor was in control. The Gold Mask said, in this case, once we get the queen's notice, we will kill immediately. Into the Snow Cloud Palace, kill them all. The strength of Blue Snow City, they have no choice but to use them. It must be the most critical time when they use them. At that time, we can go in the best. The Wooden Mask said with a smile. After we went in, they must have lost both sides. It is. Yes, the queens are sure that they will put everything on Blue Snow City, but Blue Snow City is under our control. The Golden Mask also laughed. Shen Shang had to admire them. At the beginning, she thought of destroying Blue Snow City first. Although it was not calculated before, it would have been considered in the long run. I don't know why, there are many people at Knight Solitary Wolf, and there are quite a few of the entire City Lord's mansion. The actual guys? Shen Shang asked curiously. Everyone was quietly wiped out, sinking into the water and feeding the beast. Wolf Eagle said with a smile, now here are our people. After Knight Solitary Wolf took over the task of attacking Snow Cloud Palace, he began planning and putting people here, so it was so fast. After waiting a few days, the Emperor sent people over. The person was still scarred and should have been attacked on the road. He came here and handed the secret to Knight Solitary Wolf and they died. Now it's time to go, Snow Cloud Emperor City is 3 days away. The Golden Masker said that it seems that all the plans are for this Golden Mask. Knight Solitary Wolf, they have thousands of people and are world-defying sacred realm, much stronger than the strength of Blue Snow City. In order to get Shen Zhang's more than 10 high-quality crystal emperors, Knight Solitary Wolf used its biggest strength. If he knows that the dozen or so crystal emperors were made by Shen Shang in 2 days, he will definitely be very upset. Knight Solitary Wolf in Ancient Wolf Clan, it is sure to secretly establish its own big forces. Usually, it often takes some difficult tasks to earn resources and improve reputation. If they succeed this time, they will definitely be famous again. Shen Shang is not at the forefront, because the front is the assault unit, he just sits on the last Ancient Wolf Crocodile, waiting patiently for the good news. Chapter 3408. Snow Cloud Emperor City, where Snow Cloud Palace is located, has been tangled up, and people inside have escaped from the city. Because of the Great War, the city built with giant trees has also been greatly damaged. Shen Shang is far away from Snow Cloud Emperor City, but can see a lot of black smoke coming out. The fall of the expert Great War hits here, and a breath of air permeates the world around. The whole city has not been destroyed. These giant trees can really be awkward. Shen Shang exclaimed that Snow Cloud Emperor City is also a wall built with the trunk of a giant tree and allows the wall to float on the surface. World-defying sacred realm, the peak of the expert fights, cannot let the wood city collapse. This is the kind of ancient tree credit. Only Shen Shang himself is outside, because there is now a great war inside. If he goes in, encountering the mighty world-defying sacred realm peak will be dangerous for him and will drag the Night Solitary Wolf to them. Night Solitary Wolf, when they entered, it was also the top of world-defying sacred realm. Go straight to find those experts and then clean up other people with slightly lower cultivation base. Wait a second, Night Solitary Wolf. Their plans are very comprehensive and they should be able to win the Snow Cloud Emperor City very smoothly. This was the case with the previous Blue Snow City. The Night Solitary Wolf took them without any loss, which made Shen Shang very confident in them. A little bit passed, Shen Shang saw a lot of people coming out of Snow Cloud Emperor City, who were out of town because they couldn't stand the kind of battle inside. There are still a lot of people in Snow Cloud Emperor City, mainly reluctant to buy the shops they buy inside. Shen Shang asked about it, only to know that Great War is mainly concentrated in the middle of Snow Cloud Palace, and Snow Cloud Palace is a barrier, which can block the energy wave of certain battles, otherwise the city can't stand it. Shen Shang waited for 2 days outside, and the movements at that time were already a lot smaller. Before that, there was a loud noise from time to time, and now it is getting less and less. You can go in and have a look. Shen Shang is also somewhat curious about the situation. It is obvious that now is the end of the Great War. He will not encounter any danger when he goes inside, not to mention that many people are still inside. Great War mainly broke out in Snow Cloud Palace. I should have no problem getting into Snow Cloud Empire first. Shen Shang controls the ancient wolf crocodile to go forward and go to Snow Cloud Emperor City. Coming to the Snow Cloud Emperor City, the streets are empty, the shops are closed, and the entire city is shrouded in a devastating atmosphere, making people feel that the city will be destroyed at any time. For Shen Shang, he saw more of this scene and naturally could not scare him. However, he is still cautious towards the Snow Cloud Palace. Snow Cloud Palace is in the middle of the city, and there will still be a chi wave coming out from inside, but it is weak. What happened? Even if the Great War is over, it shouldn't be like this. It feels like a great war suddenly broke. Shen Shang frowned and said, "Isn't Night Solitary Wolf they have an advantage? It may be both losers, or suddenly." Bai Yu said, "If the Night Solitary Wolf has the upper hand, it should be cleaned up now, and the movement will be great. It should never be like this." Shen Shang also thinks about it. You can only go and see. Shen Shang casts an anti-strength and hides. Soon, he came to the door of Snow Cloud Palace. The walls of Snow Cloud Palace were made of trunks of giant trees, but the trunks were somewhat different. There were many things placed inside, so that the entire Snow Cloud Palace was a barrier as shrouded. Night Solitary Wolf can learn the Tao creation spell of the 3rd level, and explain that people like the master of the formation is still very good, can arrange a strong barrier but only relatively strange to the pillar. Should go in. Shen Shang uses space-time power, teleport through the barrier. After entering, it is a very wide Great Tao. On both sides of the Great Tao, it is a very wide plaza, and at the end of the Great Tao is a huge palace. Shen Shang was invisible and walked on Great Tao. Many people on the plaza on the left and right sides of Great Tao sat on the ground. He took a closer look and found Night Solitary Wolf and Shui Wenbo and the others. They were on the right. Here. The people on the left should look at the clothes in the Imperial Palace. They all sat on the ground and their faces were black. When they saw this symptom, Shen Shang knew they were poisoned. Both sides are poisoned. What is going on? To make Shen Shang incredible, it must be suddenly poisoned with a hit. Is there a third party who is not here? Shen Shang hastily headed to Night Solitary Wolf. "How are you?" Shen Shang directly introduced the voice to the Lone Wolf team and Shui Wenbo in the ears of more than a dozen people. When they heard Shen Zhang's voice, they were very surprised. At this time they also sensed that something was close, but the breath was very subtle. This was Shen Shang deliberately exuding, otherwise they could not feel it. "We are poisoned," Shui Wenbo whispered. "In the battle just now, suddenly appeared another group of people, poisoning both of us." Fortunately, Night Solitary Wolf responded promptly, and immediately attacked each other with poison. Now we all poisoned. What the hell is going on? Shen Shang still doesn't understand. On the other side of Great Tao, there are 3 forces, one is the queen, the other is the prince, and the other is my junior brother, Shui Wenbo said. The queen and the prince played, the princes were defeated. When we often deal with the queen, when we want to win, my junior brother suddenly emerges. Shui Wenbo has a junior brother. When the junior brother got the emperor at Shui Wenbo, she was suddenly missing, just to wait for the opportunity. When the Shui Wenbo master passed the emperor to him, His junior brother was very embarrassed and angry, so secretly developed strength, waiting for the opportunity. This is the place where Knight Solitary Wolf is wrong, because no one would have thought that this time would suddenly emerge from such a guy. Shui Wenbo, this junior brother still has a few hands, otherwise it will not let the Knight Solitary Wolf all poison them. Haha, an old man suddenly smiled. Senior brother, although you don't know how you invited Knight Solitary Wolf, but you didn't succeed, haha. The most collapsed inside should be the Queen's centaur. They thought they would soon defeat the prince. At this time, they suddenly appeared to support Blue Snow City. When the Queen was over happy, Knight Solitary Wolf was a group of people. Not saying anything further, see who is playing, Prince and Queen's centaur are beaten by Knight Solitary Wolf. When they were beaten almost, they suddenly emerged from Shui Wenbo's junior brother, and also used the secret technique to drop a poisonous rain, causing all the people in Snow Cloud Palace to be poisoned. Chapter 3409. Knight Solitary Wolf. After they were poisoned, they saw Shui Wenbo's junior brother coming in with a group of laughed heartily. Then each member of their lone wolf team released a poisonous octopus. The poisoned octopus spewed many poisonous chi. Shui Wenbo. A group of junior brothers are also poisoned. Shen Shang has finally figured out, actually is such a thing, some complicated, in short, all the people who want to compete for the throne are all poisoned, and there are many serious injuries. Those poisons don't immediately kill people, but after poisoning, they feel pain. They need to use strength to force the poison, otherwise the poison will be deeper. Yuan Lingyun, don't laugh, you can't go anywhere now. You are poisoned too. Shui Wenbo angrily said that although Shen Shang came, Shen Shang had only one person and couldn't hold it. Oh, your kind of poison, I will be able to unlock it soon. Yuan Lingyun said with a sneer. You are a group of chaotic parties, actually want to usurp our throne, you all have to die. A middle-aged woman angrily said, can see that her broken clothes were originally very expensive, and her face has become dark black, in the two poisons. You Blue Snow City, how can we even send us ****? I have given you resources. The Crown Prince angrily said that before they saw the warrior claiming Blue Snow City into the palace, he was very excited, and he knew that even they ****. Oh, your resources are only a fart. Shui Wenbo angrily said, the emperor was originally mine. If my disciple is not betraying me, you have no chance to stay in the imperial palace. Soon, they quarreled with a slap in the face. In the distance, there was a loud noise coming from a sudden look. It was a dozen young people, dressed in luxury, and riding some soul beast. It's the fire country next door. What is this group of bastards doing this time? Shui Wenbo whispered angrily said that he had thought of something. Fire Crown, please help us to force the poison out. Yuan Lingyun just had no fear, actually it was colluding with the Crown Prince of the next fire country. You are poisoned too, Fireman Crown he smiled. Unfortunately, I don't know how to detoxify. Yuan Lingyun was furious, and the Crown Prince apparently wanted to swallow the Snow Cloud Palace. Shen Shang smiled in the heart. Well, now there is a Fire Crown Prince, but this guy seems to be much smarter than the previous Crown Prince. Now it's the most convenient, of course, he may not have expected that I will be here. Shen Shang has collected some venom and sent it to Su Maiyao and Bai Yuyu to see if they can get detoxification done through these venoms. Now he only uses first-level time domain for the two women, which can give him more reservations. More strength, because waiting for it may require him to shoot. Hey, Knight Solitary Wolf is here too. It's a big fish. The former Snow Cloud Empire's Emperor Shui Wenbo is also here, it's really lively. Fire Cloud Crown Prince laughed heartily up. Start today, Snow Cloud Empire is mine. Dream. Shen Shang immediately released 3 poisonous monkeys, and the poisonous monkey immediately flew past. Just let Shen Shang not think that this time he lost his hand, he has to say that this Fire Cloud Crown Prince is still a little doorway. After feeling the danger, the red armor on the body immediately burst into a fire, bringing the 3 poisonous close monkey all retreat. Shen Shang immediately let the poisonous monkey come back. The armor is very powerful, releasing a strong flame. If you attack again, you may be injured. Who is here? Fire King Crown Prince has sensed that someone is in the direction of Shui Wenbo. After Shen Shang appeared, faintly smiled, a nameless pawn. It's you. The prince and the stupid Crown Prince shouted because they had seen Shen Shang before, and they all handed over the resources to Shen Shang. Now they suddenly understand what it is, they are always cheated. Who are you? Crown Prince is very vigilant at this time, because he doesn't have the expert of world-defying sacred realm, and the strongest is only for world-defying sacred realm late stage. Other world-defying sacred realm has followed Yuan Lingyun and is now poisoned. It is not so easy to detoxify. Everything is said, it's just a nameless pawn. Shen Shang sighed. When you look like a human being, how can you not understand the human language? Snow Cloud Palace is ours, I am going to clean up the scene now. Go out and get out, otherwise I will clean up with you. Ha ha, the Crown Prince heard the words of Shen Shang and suddenly burst into laughter. Who are you? You guys at world-defying sacred realm middle stage, dare to swear here, I think you are just bluffing. I want to see how you want to clean us. The crocodile Crown Prince waved his hand and saw an old man suddenly behind him rushing to Shen Shang, setting off a gust of wind, and the moment came, the skinny veteran was like a steel knife, directly slamming to Shen Zhang's head. He unexpectedly wanted to kill Shen Shang with bare hands. Shen Shang is already a world-defying sacred realm middle stage peak. It is only a half step away from the late stage. He himself has a very good Dao creation spell. The old thing of this world-defying sacred realm late stage is that he wants to be close to the hand. Killing him is simply whimsical. Old turtle, you oversold it. Shen Shang shot faster. No one saw when his hand was moving, just saw the old man's hand knife down. The wrist was suddenly done by Shen Shang left hand grab. Old man, when I was amazed, I wanted to kick to Shen Shang. The legs had condensed the raging strength, and the spurt came out, making a sound of wang. However, when he was out, Shen Shang had another hand already played. Dao creation spell was completed in his arm. Thunder Fire shocked 3 Dao creation spell and merged, and the Thunder Fire shocked world defying. Shen Zhang's fist has been shot, kneeling on the chest of the old man, only to hear a bang, the heat wave accompanied by lightning. The power of the violent turbulence did not break out, but all poured into the body of the old man. Ah! The old man screamed and was thrown out by Shen Shang like a litter of garbage. The whole person became a group of soft mud and squatted on the ground. Everyone saw that the scalp could not help but numb. Just a moment of the moment, unexpectedly put the old man of world-defying sacred realm late stage to the bones. The old man is dying. To restore the fleshly body, it must be many years. I just cleaned up the garbage. Shen Shang took a scared hand and said, Crown Prince, if you are interested, just go, I am too lazy to fight you. You, the Fire Cloud Crown Prince was furious. He was the Crown Prince of the Fire Cloud Empire. Unexpectedly laughed at by an unknown soldier. How can he bear this breath? What's more, he has so much support for Yuan Lingyun, and he will succeed if he can't go. It will make him lose a lot. Chapter 3410. If you don't want to live, you will break your own. If you are such a thing, I will not bother to fight you. Crown Prince coldly said. You go, I can let you take Night Solitary Wolf and they will go. Shen Zhang's purpose is forbidden land in Snow Cloud Palace. Seeing success, how can he give up? It seems that your garbage is not willing to go, I can only fight to clean up you. Shen Shang said solemnly, he has already taken out Divine Mirror of 6 paths. You 3 together, Fire Cloud Crown Prince shouted. Now they have only 3 old men in the world-defying sacred realm late stage, and the Fire Crown Prince thinks that if they join forces, they should be able to easily defeat Shen Zhang's. The 3 old men immediately rushed to Shen Shang, and at the moment they rushed, Shen Shang released the 3 stealth poisonous monkeys. After the poisonous monkey went out, they flashed directly behind them. The 3 old men also sensed that something quickly approached them, and the speed was very fast. They were both scared and gave up attacking Shen Shang and immediately avoided the 3 poisonous monkeys. Shen Shang immediately set off and rushed to an old man closest to him. He controlled Divine Mirror of 6 paths and faced the old man with a mirror. The mirror released a strength of killing formation condense. This strength is like a handle. Murderous aura divine sword spilled from the mirror and hit the old man directly. Just for a moment, the old man was covered with shocking sword marks. There were many blood holes in the body, and the old man couldn't afford it. Life and death were unknown. Everyone saw Shen Zhang's Divine Mirror of 6 paths so terrifying, and the heart was even more frightened. Shen Shang was very terrifying just now, and played a world-defying sacred realm old man softly like mud, and now the mirror is just take a look, let the old man of a world-defying sacred realm late stage be stabbed by 100 swords. Shen Zhang's 2 old men are easier for Shen Shang, and he has already prepared Qin Shuang and Long Shui for the shot because he is worried that the Crown Prince will run away. He repeatedly let the Crown Prince get out of the way, but the Crown Prince is not rolling, but also wants these old men to kill him, so he will not give the chance to Crown Prince. Shenshong releases the divine mirror of 6 paths, forming a field that blocks all the 2 old men near him. These 2 old men are world-defying sacred realm late stage, and strength is still very strong. Shenshong even uses the strength of divine mirror of 6 paths to ban them, but it doesn't last long. But as long as it was enough, the 3 poisonous monkeys had already flashed, and the 2 old men were scratched a few times, infused with strange intoxicating spirit poison to make them soft. Retreat. The Fire Cloud Crown Prince screamed, and he did not ride the remaining tiger soul beast, and the armor braved a burst of flames, and he tried his best to rush to the door of Snow Cloud Palace. Although the Fire Crown Prince just wanted to sigh, but now it is not right, it immediately runs away. This is good, but Shenshong will not give him a chance. Qin Shuang has come out of Hidden Jade Villa, holding a purple Yang divine sword, and Ice Fire has been able to stop the way of the Crown Prince. At the same time, Long Shui holds a white long sword, flutters in the white skirt, floats in the air, and the long sword in the hand slams against the group of people in the Crown Prince, and makes a white sword chi. Sword chi flew past, some turned into violent flames, some flashed mad thunder, some released frost, and some broke out of shock, and some released a hurricane like a knife. Long Shui's strength is multi-attribute, she is White Dragon itself, can copy the strength of various attributes. The Fire Crown Prince did not expect that there would be 2 women coming out of the suddenly, one killing the quartet, killing the group of people he had brought, and the other one was very strong to stop him. Both women are very beautiful and very powerful. In particular, Long Shui can resist the mysterious force of no flying, suspended in the air, which is generally only possible by flying souls, and Long Shui can fly without wings, which is really incredible. Long Shui is a dragon that can fly without wings. With the addition of 3 poisonous monkeys, the group of youngsters brought by the Crown Prince of Huiyan soon screamed and screamed. Now, Shenshong, Long Shui, Qin Shuang and 3 poisonous monkeys have surrounded the Crown Prince, and the Crown Prince can't fly. He has no retreat at this time. Now he regrets very much, just when Shenshong left. Do not go, but now regret it is too late. You can't kill me, otherwise you will get very trouble with Snow Cloud Empire. Our Fire Cloud Empire will be able to live with the same sky, said Fire King. The golden masked man in the distance said, don't be afraid of him. If the Fire Crown is dead, they will thank you for a large group of princes of the Fire Cloud Empire, and the Crown Prince will smash Yuan Lingyun to seize the neighbors, which is itself he is wrong in the first place, and the forces of the Fire Cloud Empire will never fight the Snow Cloud Empire for this matter. This contradiction itself is picked up by the Crown Prince. If the Fire Crown is killed, it is justifiable. After all, he will seize the throne of other countries. At that time, there must be many voices against the war inside the Fire Cloud Empire. Because this battle is just a relationship to the face, if you open the game, both losses will affect the interests of the entire Fire Cloud Empire. It would never be like this. My imperial father is the Emperor of Fire, and once I die here, he will kill you with desperation. Fire Crown Prince roared, and he knew that he had come here to smash the disaster. It was destroyed and dragged down the entire Fire Cloud Empire. His imperial father might not do it, and no one would be willing to do it. That's the future. Shenshong faintly smiled. Qin Shuang purple Yang divine sword moves, leaving only an arc of purple light afterimage, and the blood that flies out. The Fire Crown Prince has been killed by Qin Shuang, and even the resistance has not resisted. The Crown Prince is also the world-defying sacred realm late stage, but in the face of Shen Zhang's, he has no strength to resist, just want to use the Fire Cloud Empire to deter Shenshong. Su Maiyao in Hidden Jade Villa has produced more than 10 detoxification dan, which she handed over to Shenshong. Shenshong took detoxification dan and handed it to Night Solitary Wolf. This is the detoxification dan that has just been reworked. You can see if it works, Shenshong said. Night Solitary Wolf they also saw it. Shenshong has 2 powerful women hiding in it. It is not surprising that there is an alchemist hidden in it. It is just too fast to refine detoxification dan. The queen and the princes can be feared to the extreme. They all see the way Shenshong just did, and it is very likely that they will be their turn. Old Shui, these people, you can handle it. Shenshong smiled at Shui Wenbo. Well, Forbidden Land is over there, you go by yourself, it's very easy to find. Shui Wenbo pointed to one direction. Chapter 3411. Shen Shang gave enough Crystal Emperor to the Night Solitary Wolf and then headed for Forbidden Land. Forbidden Land is a hill. There is a cave on the hill. The cave is dark and there is nothing in it. When Shen Shang wants to go in, it is blocked by a strength outside the hills and feet. When she touched the strength, Shen Shang felt the body feel like being shocked and numb. There is actually a barrier here, I unexpectedly found it. Shen Shang was very surprised. In the past, if he encountered a barrier, he would definitely find it in the first place. But this time, he did not notice it at all. Feng Ke has been retreating to understand Dao creation spell, and Shen Shang can't let her out immediately, only to try it first. He uses his best-in-class space-time power, which he used to be able to easily cross a variety of barriers, but this time he failed. Although it failed, Shen Shang saw a little hope, because when he was using it, he obviously felt that he could open a little invisible space crack, but the space-time power that he released at this time was not enough. He has a Space Saint world-defying soul, but it is very young. He can get some space power through the Space Saint soul, but the law of space itself is very strong, plus the barrier also has a block of space power pattern, difficult to break open. I don't have enough strength. Shen Shang said to the woman in Hidden Jade Villa, you help me, transporting most of your strength to my body. I will try to pass through this barrier after converting to space power. Su Maiyao Bai Yu. A few women immediately released their strongest strength and sent it to Shen Shang. They were originally in the world of Shen Zhang's Divine Sea, and the strength they released was easily absorbed by Shen Shang. After Shen Shang absorbed their strong strength, it immediately ignited the weak space-time power. It works. Shen Shang frowns, constantly enhancing space power. He felt that the space crack on the barrier became a little bigger, enough to be successful in the past. Several women continually released the strength, and Shen Shang absorbed it madly, transforming it into her own space, Saint Soul, to increase the crack in the space. It's going to be successful. Shen Shang snorted and finally opened enough space cracks. At this moment, he came to the cave in a flash. He had successfully penetrated the barrier. It's really tough. Without space-time power, it's very difficult to break this barrier, and it's only brute force. Shen Shang feels that even the strength of world-defying sacred realm is still very difficult to open. It's not like grandfather's talent. Qin Shuang said. It's possible that Grandpa and Ji Yutong are working together. Well, what they have teamed up with is really not simple. Shen Shang sighed and walked into the cave. He illuminates the illuminating stone, which makes him look more comfortable. Even if there is no light, he can sense things through his divine sense. The hill is not very big, so the passage will not be very deep, but after going to the back, Shen Shang found a spiral staircase behind it, which is below the deep ground. He has seen a lot of this kind of construction. It is also a way to stabilize the construction of the teleportation formation. It didn't take much time to go down, and Shen Shang came to a stone room where there was a teleportation formation. Little Shuang, you come out and see how to open this teleportation formation. Shen Shang let Qin Shuang come out. The teleportation formation built by Sun Ant Ancestor, which Sun Shang had seen before, has a groove dedicated to the Crystal Emperor, but the teleportation formation does not. I look for it. Qin Shuang is not a formation grandmaster, but her grandfather is. She has seen many forms of her grandfather's layout since childhood. How to open the formation she still knows. This teleportation formation is mainly arranged by Ji Yutong, and there is no feeling that my grandfather has arranged, said Qin Shuang. Can't you open it? Shen Shang was a little worried. He came here with great pains. If he couldn't open it, he would be busy. Of course not. Qin Shuang took out a wooden stick and tapped the stone teleportation formation. Not long after, Shen Shang saw a place where the stick was knocked down and there was a little looseness. Although it was very weak and loose, he and Qin Shuang could see it. It should be able to pick it up, said Qin Shuang, who then put her hand in the loose area, releasing a frost from her palm and letting her palm and stone freeze together. She raised her hand up and lifted a thick, large stone and placed her stone aside, saying to Shen Shang, is there a place to place the Crystal Emperor below? There is a troublesome design on both sides of the stone. Can Ji Yutong be able to open a few grooves directly on the surface of the base like the Sun Old Ancestor? Shen Shang looked and found that he had 5-block Crystal Emperor. His mother, unexpectedly want Crystal Emperor. In order to ensure a stable opening of the formation transfer, Shen Shang can only be put as the best Crystal Emperor, so as not to make mistakes. Ji Yutong is a guy who pursues perfect. He is definitely not allowed on the surface. Qin Shuang put the stone down, so he made it like this. If there is no hint, it is hard to find. Qin Shuang can find it, and when she remembered that her grandfather had talked about a set-up formation before, she would make the surface very flat and beautiful, and hide the groove filled with energy very well. It's a weird guy, Shen Shang lightly snorted. You can now open teleportation formation. Well, I am entering Hidden Jade Villa, which can alleviate the burden of teleportation formation and can be more stable. If the transmission is over, you should be hiding in the first place. Qin Shuang warned repeatedly, if teleportation formation is in a very dangerous where the Shen Shang suddenly appears, it will be very dangerous. Shen Shang nodded and secretly reversed the strength. Once it was successfully transmitted, he immediately concealed it. After Qin Shuang enters Hidden Jade Villa, Shen Shang infiltrates Divine Sense into the teleportation formation and opens teleportation formation. Teleportation formation glittering a burst of golden light, and under a violent trembling, sent Shen Shang away. Shui Wenbo just felt the shock from the Forbidden Land, and suddenly he was shocked, because his master also opened the teleportation formation. Shen Shang is just the current strength, he can actually enter the Forbidden Land and open the teleportation formation. Go to World Defying Soul River 5th layer. After Shen Zhang's successful transmission, he felt stable. He took a closer look and immediately heard a scream. Ah, hooligan, where is the scorpion? Kill him. Shen Shang stunned, and he was actually transferred to a very shallow round pool where there are several women who are taking a bath. Chapter 3412. Before Shen Shang, I thought that I would send it to a variety of dangerous places, or places that people were watching, such as Plaza, but unexpectedly did not expect to appear in this fragrant place. There is a teleportation formation under this pool, and I don't know what it is. It will be regarded as a place for bathing. Shen Shang originally wanted to exert the anti-strength, but he was a little slower. Several Ulame people in the water pool just surrounded him and threw out the formation plate to block all his strength. These 5 beautiful women are covered in thin dresses, and they are closely attached to the fascinating body. But Shen Shang has no intention to watch, because these beautiful women are murderous aura, holding the sharp divine sword. Youth, how did you come in? A woman headed by angrily said that this woman is the most tall, has a beautiful face of the melon seeds, and the curved eyebrows are close, very angry and alert. You young lady, I didn't see anything, really, Shen Shang said, this is really true. After he appeared, there was a large splash of water, and then he heard various screams, waiting for him to react. A beautiful woman has put on a tulle skirt to enclose him. I still want to argue, can you know who we are? Actually come here to sneak, killing you directly is too convenient for you. A charming woman with phoenix eyes said that her chest is the smallest of these women. But it is also very grand. It is really difficult for Shen Shang to explain at this time. He can understand these beautiful people. After all, when a shower suddenly emerges as a man, it will definitely make them very angry. I really didn't see anything. I suddenly emerged from below. I didn't see anything. You just got dressed. Shen Shang sighed helplessly. Big sister, he seems to be telling the truth. A woman who looks more beautiful and whispered. Don't listen to him nonsense. He appeared here out of thin air. The purpose is obvious. Who doesn't know that this place is given by the Imperial Father to our 5 sisters? The longest and tallest big sister angrily said that she controlled that the sword floated over and resisted Shen Zhang's throat. Sexual thief, you have been imprisoned by us using the formation plate. You have been unable to move. If it is not good to cooperate with us, don't blame us. Well, how do you want me to cooperate with you? Shen Shang said helplessly. How did you come here? Tell us honestly, the long-legged woman screamed. Shen Shang now finds that it is actually a mountainside, probably because of this teleportation formation, so that after the formation of the pool, it can gather a lot of energy in the water. Shen Shang is now soaked in water, you can feel the thick violent soul power, but also very warm, coupled with a heart-warming woman's body fragrance, really enjoy it. There is an ancient teleportation formation below this pool, said Shen Shang. I came from the world-defying Soul River 3rd layer. I found an ancient teleportation formation there. I can come to the 5th layer after opening, but I don't know if your young lady is here, otherwise I won't open the teleportation formation. This guard is strict and very strict. There are barriers on the 3rd and 3rd floors, so the 5 sisters are very relieved to take a bath here. But Shen Shang suddenly emerged, making them unbelievable, so strict protection, actually got in, so they have to figure out what is going on. I don't believe it, long-legged woman coldly said. If you don't believe it, just try the water here. You can see it carefully. Shen Shang said. If you still don't believe it, I will send you to the world-defying Soul River third layer. They often come in this pool, and they are very shallow, just to the waist. Their feet are underneath. Of course, they can sense some concave pattern. They only come out to enhance the soul of the pool. Shen Shang is still a bit honest at this time, because these women are very strong, otherwise they cannot be stopped in a flash. The reaction is very fast, also the world-defying sacred realm late stage. Second sister, take the water away, I have to look, said the long-legged woman. The second girl was a charming woman with phoenix eyes. She saw her waving a hand, the water in the pool was suspended, and then entered a jade bottle in her hand. If you turn on teleportation formation, you should need to put in energy. Myriad Tao Divine Soil Crystal or Crystal Emperor, but there is no groove here, said the long-legged woman. Let me move, I will prove it to you. Shen Shang said. I must be very familiar with this pool, and I am here for the first time, but you certainly don't know much about this teleportation formation. Several women formed a seal on the formation plate and sealed Shen Shang under the pit. Shen Shang learned the same thing as Qin Shuang, releasing the cold force, letting his hand and the ground piece of a loose piece of frozen together, then raising his hand to pick up the boulder. Look, Shen Shang lifted the boulder, the pit above is the Crystal Emperor. Because the person who built the teleportation formation is a person who pursues perfect, he doesn't want this pit to appear in the teleportation formation surface, destroying the overall beauty, will be constructed this way. Shen Shang is now a little grateful to Ji Yutong for doing this, otherwise he still doesn't know how to prove it. A few women are not talking, they are so strong at a young age, and there is an imperial father in the mouth, most of them are the daughter of an emperor, and there are all kinds of very powerful divine tools on hand, so they can see the formation what is also very well understood. Now you can't believe me, there is no way. If you want me to send you to the world-defying Soul River third layer, I need several Crystal Emperors. I have sent them from below, I have run out. And I have to take you back. After sending it back, I have to consume a few Crystal Emperors, and there are 10 back and forth. Shen Shang sighed. If you still don't believe it, then kill me. He returned the stone to the pit, then sat on the ground and looked at his face. Of course, he does not accept his life in this way. He still has a way to escape, but it takes a lot of effort, and it really doesn't work. He will do that. The best way to do this now is to try to dismiss the misunderstandings with these women. Otherwise, they will be more troublesome if they conflict with them and alarm the outsiders. These women are neglected, there is communication in their eyes, and they should be discussing how to deal with Shen Shang in the use of sound transmission. After Shen Shang saw it, he felt that there was a play and waited patiently. Eat this. The long-legged woman threw a black pill pellet to Shen Shang. What is this? Shen Shang did not eat immediately after catching. A heart-devouring pill. After you eat it, if you have a false statement, your heart will suffer from the biting of insects. The long-legged woman said. After you eat, we will ask you questions, you have to answer it truthfully. Chapter 3413, Shen Shang frowned, thoughtful. Okay, he finally decided to eat. What is your name? Phoenix Eyes asked. Shen Shang. Are you really not seeing anything? I really didn't see anything. Shen Shang calmed down. Is the teleportation formation really true? It is true. What cultivation base are you? World-defying Sacred Realm middle stage peak. I am about to step into the world-defying Sacred Realm late stage. A few women look at me, I see you, I don't know what they are going to do next, but we can see that they are relieved at this time, their clean body is not seen by men. How many women have you been plagued? Asked the long-legged woman. Nothing. When Shen Shang answered, Su Maiyao and Long Shuiyi both screamed. Shen Shang answered this question and did not have any discomfort. He was very satisfied with himself. He did not harm the woman. It was your wish. Do you have any bad thoughts about us? The young woman asked softly. There is no evil thought. Shen Shang did not. He is very honest now. Seeing that Shen Shang had no painful expression on his face, and there was no discomfort. These women felt a little unbelievable in their hearts. The man didn't even have evil thoughts on them. They knew that many men would like to see them every time they saw them. Their clothes are torn and they are swallowed up. After we release the seal, can you fight us? Asked the long-legged woman. Of course not. You are much better than me, I can't beat you. Shen Shang bitter with a smile. The long-legged woman was lightly snorted, then removed the formation plate and Shen Shang jumped up from below. You young lady, will Dan have any influence on me in the future? Shen Shang is not very worried, he is an alchemy, he just wants to understand this kind of Dan. No, half a time, the efficacy will pass. The long-legged woman said that at this time they were very alert to Shen Shang. After all, this is their very private place, there is a man here, making them very uncomfortable. That's good. Shen Shang took a sigh of relief and then scratched his head and smiled. I don't know where this is. I just came here from the 3rd floor of world-defying Soul River and I don't know anything about it. I just heard you say the word, Imperial Father. You must be the daughter of an emperor. Is this inside the Imperial Palace? This is Heaven's proud empire. Our Imperial Father is Heaven's proud God Emperor, and you are now in the Heaven's proud Emperor Palace, said the long-legged woman. You young lady, can you send me out of the Imperial Palace? I can't go out like this. Shen Shang thought about it and took out a box of myriad Dao Divine Soil Crystal and said, this is a reward for you. You just came here from below. If you want to survive, you need a lot of resources. You still have to keep it. We will send you out of the palace, that's it. The long-legged woman said. Although these women were very fierce, they were in a hurry. It seems that they all seem to be gentle and kind, otherwise Shen Shang will be killed. They took out a small house from the storage divine tool and put it in a lighthouse. This will take you out, and being seen will definitely make a lot of irresponsible. Phoenix Eyes, said the woman. You don't have a storage divine tool for it? Shen Shang asked. No, let's think about it, said the long-legged woman. A cute round-faced woman who has never spoken before is said with a smile, it is better to disguise him as a woman, and then say it is our embarrassment, this should be no problem. Another big-eyed woman who didn't talk, Pu Kai, smiled, big sister is just a little shorter than him, clothes should fit. A few women stared at Shen Shang, and they all showed a playful smile. They dressed such a strong man as a woman, and they couldn't help laughing when they thought of it. Shen Zhang's heart screamed a few times. What made him speechless was that Long Shui was in the hidden jade villa and asked Shen Shang to do what he wanted. Absolutely not. Shen Shang is very resolutely opposed. How can't you? Or do you want to talk about how you want to mix out? We must not let you go out with us as a man. We are seen where our 5 sisters bring a man into the bath. What do people think? Yeah, the lovely round-faced woman happily said with a smile, you will be a woman. You must believe in my makeup. Come on. The woman with big eyes urged that the 2 gimmicks had not spoken before, but now they have become so lively. The long-legged woman has taken out her suit and is very good-looking. Wait, Shen Shang hastily shouted, if you really make up a woman, he will have a shadow in the future. Only this way. The long-legged woman's face showed a hint of crafty smile, and she seemed to want to see how Shen Shang was a woman. Yes, a big man, what are you grinding? Get off your clothes and start now. What are you doing? We often dress up as women, and you have nothing to do with a woman. Shen Shang is speechless, these women have been fierce, but now they are strongly and pretty urged to play as a woman. I have a better way. And it doesn't have to be that much trouble. When Shen Shang finished, he became a very cute white kitten. Shen Shang reluctantly screamed twice, then turned into a voice with divine sense and said, you are holding me out, that's alright, better than making up a woman. You are actually a soul, and it's still a cat soul. The long-legged woman hastily brought Shen Shang up and caressed Shen Shang. No, I am a real human, I can only become a cat, I can become other, and take me out, Shen Shang said. Several women came over and shouted Shen Shang, who became a little white cat. He did not believe that Shen Shang was a human being, and Shen Shang became a cute little squirrel in desperation, and they believed. If you still don't believe it, Shen Shang is going to change a snake, or something more scary, scare them. Finally, Shen Shang fell into the hands of the women's eyes. She seemed to like cats and let Shen Shang change from squirrels back to cats. Although it was touched by such a beautiful person, Shen Shang felt very uncomfortable, and could only helplessly endure it. When he went out of the palace, he could be arrogant. This imperial palace is very large, just like a small city. There are mountains, waters and rivers, various palace buildings and numerous gardens. Shen Shang was sitting on the RV with a few women at the moment, making the emperor's palace. Several young ladies, we can know each other as a fate, I don't know if I can be a friend. Shen Shang suddenly said that they are queens, and their strength is not weak. It is best to make nature. Chapter 3414. Shen Zhang's cultivation base is not high, but his transformation technique is very good, so that several women are eye-opening. They think that Shen Shang is also a very good person. Although some misunderstandings have occurred before, it has now been lifted. Of course, said the long-legged woman, she was a big sister, and she saw her nod, and the other 4 younger sisters nodded. I don't know the young lady, Shen Shang said with a smile. Zhou Zhirkin, Zhou Ziqi, Zhou Zishu, Zhou Zihua, Zhou Ziyi. Several women have reported their names, from big to small, they are only the last word, so it is very easy to remember. It's easy to remember, Shen Shang happily said with a smile. I don't know how to contact you in the future. Easy, there is a place outside the palace called Heavenly Sound Villa. If you are looking for us, you can go inside and see it from time to time. We will often play there. Zhou Zhirkin said. You have myriad Dao divine soil crystal I can go in, that place is not so strict. The big car has already made the imperial palace, Zhou Zhirkin let Shen Shang run out in nowhere, and now Shen Shang is still a kitten, even if it is seen, there will be no doubt. After Shen Shang left, he let go of his heart and finally escaped an unacceptable place. It was really dangerous inside. Shen Shang has turned into a human shape and walked down the street. Yeah, fortunately, this woman is not the kind of savage woman, otherwise you little rascal will be dead rascal this time. Long Shui chuckle said. I did not expect you to be so honest, did not hit their ideas. Quote. Shen Shang coldly snorted. I have always been so honest. Although the 5 sisters of Zhou clan are very beautiful, Shen Shang thinks that Su Maiyao and Bai Yuyu are more flavorful, not to mention Shen Shang and their deep feelings. They have experienced many things together, and now they have been together for a long time. Even if he meets a beautiful woman, he will not be in the heart. Before Peng Xuanfei was also Long Shui and Su Maiyao, they wanted to get in with them. Shen Shang didn't have a thought. The 5 layers look much better than the previous 3rd layer. Water is there in that place. Shen Shang saw many people and souls on the street. They are all good, they practice here, but also sprint a higher 6th layer, where it is the inaugural land. Everyone here feels that the land of innocence is a very sacred place. Even if they have enough strength to go, they are still here because they want to wait for more strength to go. There should be pills sold here. Shen Shang released more than a dozen Ratmans, strolling on the street, and asking around, which allowed him to get to know the world-defying Soul River 5th layer more quickly. Shen Shang is mainly looking for it. Is there any pills that can make people break through at world-defying sacred realm? Although he already has Soul-defying Sacred Pearl, Soul-defying Sacred Pearl is still not fast enough, and it is not enough for Bai Yuyu and Su Maiyao to have several advantages. Only one Soul-defying Sacred Pearl is enough. About half an hour later, Shen Shang found a pills shop through a Ratman. The pills store is located in the middle of an empty plaza, looks like a splendid palace, and looks sacred, showing how sacred alchemist is in the world-defying Soul River 5th layer. Isn't this Zhou Zhirkin? Shen Shang saw a tall woman walking through the Ratman into the pills store, and he quickly walked over. Ratman also entered the pills store and found that the people inside were all cultivation bases that were not low, and they looked very healthy. It is obvious that the pillars are very expensive here, only those who have the power and wealth can afford it. This little stunner is here too. Shen Shang also saw the charming girl of Phoenix Eyes through Ratman, Zhou Ziqi. The 2 of them are sitting next to a counter, listening to a middle-aged man who talks about the efficacy of a dan. Although Shen Shang was not on the scene, he could see that the middle-aged man's dan was very poor through Ratman. The first is the surface of the dan, which is very rough. If it is of excellent quality, the surface is smooth and jade, crystal clear. The dan in the middle hand is not only rough, but also not round and elliptical. Shen Shang can tell that this is definitely alchemist's lack of stamina when he is in alchemy, and he will refine this defective product. There is nothing to refine the defective products. After all, it is normal to miss the hand, but it is not right to take it out and sell it. Shen Shang saw 2 delicately pretty women listening to God and knew they were going to be cheated. They are friends that Shen Shang has just made, and Shen Shang can't watch them being cheated. Shen Shang came to the pills shop in the palace with the fastest speed. It is like a spacious hall with many counters. There are all kinds of spirit herbs, but the quality is very general, even some very poor. Experienced Shen Shang knows that these are the picked-up garbage pills, posing something that is deceptive. 2 young ladies, really, unexpectedly meet you here. Do you have 3 younger sisters? Shen Shang came to Zhou Zhiqin and Zhou Ziqi and said. Zhou Zhiqin, they are listening to the effect of the middle-aged boasting of the Dan, listening to God, suddenly heard Shen Zhang's voice, making them somewhat surprised. They went back. Let's go out and buy some pills and go back. Zhou Zhiqin lighted with a smile. Now we are world-defying sacred realm late-stage peak, I want to break through, I can only eat pills. Shen Shang is surprised that they are the emperors in the imperial palace, and there is no alchemist in the imperial palace. The middle-aged saw Shen Shang suddenly appearing, and he secretly whispered a few words, but he did not understand it. Shen Shang looked better than the other, but the other aspects were very poor. They were dressed in general, the cultivation base was generally not as good as these two. A woman, but actually can hook up such a noble woman. This young master, this kind of Dan is also very suitable for you. It is High World Saint world-defying Dan. The middle-aged face showed a professional smile. This Dan name is Chong Yuan Ao Sheng Dan, you are now world-defying sacred realm middle stage, eating this Dan, it will be a lot easier to break through the bottleneck. Shen Shang looked at it, slightly frowned said, the quality of Dan here is not very good, it looks very bad. The middle-aged man stunned, and he did not expect that the soil that was suddenly released was so eye-catching. This is the refining of 10 top-rank alchemist in our store, and the quality is absolutely guaranteed. Middle-aged man said with a smile. You don't know about the pillar, don't make a conclusion. Shen Shang, why do you say that this quality of Dan is not good? I can still look at it. Asked Zhou Zhiqin. Chapter 3415. Zhou Ziqi took the Dan, looked carefully and said, this Dan is really good, why is it that the quality is not good? Shen Shang secretly despised a pair of these two sisters, two idiots. Of course he will not say it. This kind of thing is very hurtful. The surface of this Dan looks very rough, there are many granules, and this Dan is not round, which is usually caused by a mistake in the condensate, which can be said to be a poor quality Dan. Shen Shang said, it is too bad to take it out. The middle-aged face responsible for selling Dan changed. Shen Shang said it was good, but Shen Shang dared to say something like this, it was simply licking their signature. What do you mean? The middle-aged man's voice sank. You are here to make trouble. I am just telling the truth. Shen Shang is not afraid of trouble. I think you are just talking nonsense. The middle-aged man deliberately pretended to be very angry, and the voice became much bigger, so many people here heard it. Some people responsible for the safety of the shop have Tilly come over, some people are making trouble here, they are responsible for fighting. Zhou Zhiqin slightly wrinkled her eyebrows. She didn't expect Shen Shang to be really dare to make a fuss. It was like this. For a large shop, it was very lethal. Zhou Ziqi wanted to beastily dissuaded, but was pulled by Zhou Zhiqin. She gave Zhou Ziqi sound transmission. Second sister, let's take a look. Maybe we are really cheated. Shen Shang, this guy can be evil. Very well, maybe he is right. Brat, if you don't explain things today, you probably won't come out of this door. Even if you can go out, we will throw you out. The middle-aged picked up his sleeves and said with a sullen look. Shen Shang saw this gold and jade in the glorious Splendor Palace shop. I thought that the pills sold here were good, but after entering it, I was disappointed. It was actually a liar. My words are very clear. You can produce a very poor quality Dan. You should not sell it. This is a kind of fraud. Shen Shang has a calm tone and looks very calm. There are two emperors in him. He is not afraid of him. You are insulting alchemist, don't you know the sacred existence of alchemist? The middle-aged coldly said, if you really don't know, it's justifiable, you apologize, that's all right. We will not pursue you. The Shengxin Pills store has been open for many years. We are all here to buy pills. How can it be of poor quality? That is, you young people don't talk nonsense. This shop can be opened in the city for many years, and it is so lively every day, this is what everyone sees. Insulting alchemist is a sin. Many people have shouted. Shen Shang is very surprised by this phenomenon. He thinks that these people have never seen a good pillar. The alchemist level here is there, but they refuse to take the good things out and take the failed products to sell them to defraud myriad Dao. Divine soil crystal, this is very much too much. Brat is not talented, but I have also refined a few furnaces. The quality of my refining Dan is much better than this. Shen Shang said helplessly. Dan here, and the herbs here are very inferior things, haven't you seen any good things? The group ridicule that Shen Shang released suddenly caused public anger, the hall was like a blast, and all kinds of accusations broke out, all against Shen Zhang's. Shen Shang doesn't matter if it doesn't matter. It makes people more angry. Joe Jerkin and Joe Jerkin have seen good things. They have seen good herbs. It is really better to compare the counters here, but they only come here to buy Dan. They often come here to buy Dan, mainly Imperial Palace. The alchemist inside is very busy, and the refining Dan gives the expert of the empire. And they only occasionally eat one or two, but those Dan are the same as Shen Shang, the surface is rough, not round enough. You will be alchemy, it's so funny. The middle-aged smile didn't smile. It seems that you are making trouble, come, pick him up. Several people from the world-defying sacred realm late stage came over immediately. At this moment, Joe Jerkin took out a golden card and said, "And slow, I am from the Imperial Palace, I am buying pillars." Actually the people of the Imperial Palace. Everyone suddenly felt amazed, and even retreat, especially those who wanted to catch Shen Zhang's middle-aged man, dare not approach, the guys in the Imperial Palace cannot afford it. The middle-aged man who just sold Dan was shocked. He knew that these two women must have been born noble, but they did not expect it to be the Imperial Palace. It is likely to be the royal girl. However, he also knows about the situation in the Imperial Palace. These two women often come here to buy Saint World-defying Dan, which shows that they fell out of favor in the Imperial Palace, otherwise there will be alchemist for their alchemy. And they bought it for so long, they didn't find it, and they can see that they don't know much about pills. Thinking of this layer, the middle-aged man is relieved. "This brat is your friend?" asked the middle-aged man. "Yes, we just met soon." Joe Jerkin replied truthfully, "But I believe that he will never say such a thing for no reason, don't know if you can give him a chance to prove himself." "Of course, I have already sent people to alchemist in our store." "Doesn't Brat know that he knows alchemy?" "Okay, let him refine it and give it to me." Middle-aged man looks at Shen Shang. Very disdain, he does not believe that Shen Shang can refine a good Dan, although Shen Shang has seen their pills as inferior. Soon, I walked out of two old men, with a touch of medicinal fragrance, white hair, and very simple dress. This is the image of alchemist in everyone's heart. When I saw these two alchemists, everyone was awe-inspiring, and they most respected alchemist. Shen Shang, the brat, said that he is alchemist, making them feel an insult to alchemist. "First of all, I want to prove that most of your herbs here are inferior." Shen Shang said, "It's all that half-dead, and problems occur during planting that lead to poor quality herbs." "How do you prove it?" The middle age seems to have very power, coldly said. "Take out your herbs and put them on the table." Shen Shang said, "Just take the herbs in the counter and let everyone see." Middle-aged coldly snorted, took out more than a dozen herbs, are flowers and plants, looks like yellow and wilting. "These herbs are made by special techniques, so it looks like this, and the energy contained in it is very strong," said the middle-aged man. Everyone nodded, even though they had seen fresh herbs, but these alchemists told them that herbs had to be processed to eat and the quality would be higher. Alchemist wouldn't doubt it, so I believe it. Chapter 3416. How do you sell these herbs? Shen Shang asked. "Wait a minute, I want everyone on the spot to try this grass, so I have to buy it." 8,000 pounds of earth crystal, said the middle-aged shopkeeper. Shen Shang really took out 8,000 pounds of myriad Dao divine soil crystal, which is only a trivial point for him. The shot was unexpectedly so wide, and everyone thought he was a poor brat. Next, Shen Shang cut all the herbs into two halves in front of everyone, then he took out a jade bottle and said, "I have a god liquid in the jade bottle that will return herbs to a fresh state." At that time, I randomly picked a person out and asked him to try the same kind of herbs, two different states. After Shen Shang finished, the drops of water in the jade bottle were dropped in half of those herbs, and they quickly returned to the actual fresh appearance, which made the middle-aged shopkeeper and alchemist look shocked. Those herbs are dead, they can't save them, but Shen Shang drops a drop of things and actually resurrect. They began to worry about it, and if Shen Shang confirmed it, their signatures might be embarrassing. Next, Shen Shang randomly selected a few people from the crowd to try the good herbs and bad, and soon came to the conclusion that those who returned to the fresh herbs would be better. "Okay, you." Zhou Ziqi also tried it himself, and suddenly became furious. "You are actually doing deceptive activities. The majority of the herbs sold here are dead. I just saved it with the gods. If you have fresh herbs, leave it for yourself," Shen Shang said with a loud voice. "You," the middle-aged shopkeeper's mouth twitched, very angry, but there were two emperors here, and they were not good at it. Now, everyone started to have a questioning voice, because the people who just tried to eat have praised the fresh herbs, and the herbs sold here are just rubbish compared to the fresh ones. What else do you have to say? Deceive us for so long. Joe Jerkin said coldly. Weakly lady, I remember that you had a kind of Dan called heart-devouring pill. If you have eaten it, it will be very painful if you have had lied. Do you know if you give them a meal? Shen Shang he a smile. Heart-devouring pill. Hearing these 3 words, the middle of the shopkeeper suddenly sweated, and the 2 old alchemists next to him, they all know the terrifying of this thing. Everyone heard about heart-devouring pill. This is a very precious Dan. Now they see the middle-aged shopkeeper being scared like this. They are even more skeptical. At this time, suddenly came out an old man, watching the old man, out of the ordinary, knowing that it is a powerful person in the store. Zhao boss. The shopkeeper hastily shouted, I understand everything here. Zhao boss nodded, then whispered, the herbs sold here, the quality is indeed the worst, because the quality is good, we are all used for alchemy. Herbs eat directly, play the effect is very small, so we will filter out the products that are not very good quality for sale. If you want to buy good herbs, that's fine, but the price is definitely not acceptable to you. You have to know the price of planting herbs. In order to create greater value, we will use good herbs. Alchemy. The boss of Zhao Zhenjiang has a word, looked at the people, and continued, you should have been to many cities, and you have been to other empires. The heroes sold in the big pills stores are like this. This is a hidden rule in our pills line. Quote. Shen Zhang's heart is cursed, and this guy actually turns black into white. This little brother, your question is good, for everyone's sake, and now you have successfully proved that the quality of the herbs we sell is very poor, I admit it. Zhao Ba said, if the herbs here are all on good quality herbs, the price will be 10 times higher than dozens of times, but the good herbs effect is only 10 times higher than the poor herbs, which is the same value, and everyone has no loss. Shen Shang secretly confessed to this boss Zhao, actually said so much righteousness, deceived people and said that he is for you. Everyone is not saying anything at this time, because the words of boss Zhao sound very reasonable and it is hard to refute. Well, don't say herbs, say Saint World Defying Dan. You Saint World Defying Dan is good or bad? Shen Shang has successfully proved that herbs is inferior, although Zhao Bo has returned, but everyone is sure it will be ridiculous about this matter. Of course it is good. Zhao Boss looked at the grain Dan and said, although the surface looks unattractive, our alchemist only pursues quality and does not pursue aesthetics, so you can't judge from the surface that this Dan is bad. Quote, I have a test instrument for Dan, which can test the quality of Dan. Zhao Boss has been swindling for many years and has been cheating for many years. At this time, he is so calm, it seems that he has fully grasped the matter. Boss Zhao took out a round box. He opened the lid of the round box, put a piece of Dan in it, and then looked at everyone. The Dan to be tested at this time, everyone saw it. Everyone nodded. Zhao Boss closed the lid and saw a value immediately appear on the round lid of the round box. Everyone has seen it. This is the quality of the 90. The higher the value, the higher the quality. Zhao Boss holds the box and shows the lid to everyone, so that everyone can see the above values. You eat the next heart-devouring pill and answer our words, that's all right. Shen Shang said, you may have moved this box. Heart-devouring pill is very easy to go wrong. Sometimes, even if you don't answer the question, it will be painful like a knife cut, and it will be seriously injured. I won't try it, Zhao Boss said with a sneer. He said a few words, very reasonable to refuse to eat heart-devouring pill, but cannot force him. If you are skeptical, you may wish to go to the Imperial Palace to borrow a quality test box and compare it with my box to know the true and false. Zhao Boss looked to Zhou Jerkin and Zhou Ziqi. Zhou Jerkin said a few words to Zhou Ziqi, letting Zhou Ziqi go back and take it. She has a result anyway today, because it seems too untrustworthy to find the boss now. Everyone was very patient. After waiting for half an hour, Zhou Ziqi brought a test box, which was a little bigger than Zhao's boss. Then I tested it by Zhou Jerkin and the result was 90. Now everyone has seen it, the quality is the same. Zhao Boss said that he took out a lot of Dan from the counter and tested it for Zhou Jerkin. The result was all over 90, and the highest was 90. 7. Zhou Jerkin frowned and looked down, because this box is inside the Imperial Palace, there will be no problem. Little brother, if you can have a very high quality Dan, more than ours, it can prove that our Dan quality is inferior, you are not saying that you have refining a few furnaces. You have the ability to take you. Dan came to try it out. Zhao Boss said, very haughty, because he saw everyone recognize their store. It is to see the quality of those Dan. Chapter 3417. Everyone saw that the quality of Dan in successive tests was so high, and they were full of trust in this store. After all, they are more than 90 quality. Zhou Zhirkin and Zhou Ziqi all looked at Shen Shang at this time. Everyone looked at Shen Shang. I hope he can come up with a higher quality Dan, otherwise he will deliberately pick things up. Shen Shang is a relaxed face, and seems to be surprised by the quality values tested by Dan. Don't you say that you will be alchemy? Take out the Dan test that you have refining, and give you a look at what quality it is. Zhao Bo is very haughty at this time, thinking that he has already settled this matter. I'm refining. Dan's rank is relatively low, probably only low-grade Saint world-defying Dan. Shen Shang said. But if you want to test the quality, I think most of it will be higher than yours. Low-grade Saint world-defying Dan has no relationship. As long as the quality of the test is higher than ours, then we can prove that our Dan quality is very inferior, and prove that you are right. Zhao said. Although the surface of Dan sold here is very rough, but Zhao Boss can deceive so many people for so long, it can be said that alchemist is very rare here, and all major stores have a certain tacit understanding, specifically selling this a poor quality Dan, and then deceived everyone through their refining test boxes. Okay. Shen Shang took out a soul-defying saint pill, which was condensed by the girl pill spirit, but of high quality. After Shen Shang took out this Dan, many people looked a bit fascinating, because this Dan radiated a pale golden brilliance. Soul-defying saint pill's surface was also very smooth, like a layer of pale gold crystal wrapped carefully. At first glance, the whole grain image is polished with a pale gold luminescent crystal. Is this a Dan? Zhou Zhirkin, some can't believe that this Dan is unexpectedly beautiful like a gem. Shen Shang has seen all kinds of beautiful Dan. Soul-defying saint pill is quite ordinary compared to some Dan. Yes, Shen Shang nodded. This is suitable for people at the peak of violent world-defying realm. After eating enough, you can step into world-defying sacred realm. Zhou Zhirkin knows that Shen Shang is from the 3rd floor of world-defying Soul River, not the people of this world. She also heard that in other worlds, there are more people with low cultivation base. If you don't believe it, I can give it to everyone. I have some here. Shen Shang took out more than a dozen capsules and randomly picked a few people from violent world-defying realm to eat. These young people are young. There are also several youngsters, all of which are young master brothers. After they ate, they immediately praised it. They said that this was the best Dan they had ever eaten. After eating it, it felt like a vital energy was circulating in the body. Refining on their own was very helpful to them. There are a few wealthy young masters who also asked Shen Shang if they have, and they buy some at a higher price. Boss Zhao is anxious, because he is a person who knows the goods. Although he has not eaten the Dan, he knows that Shen Zhang's soul-defying saint pill is of low quality. No matter where you are, you can't go anywhere, let alone his Dan as a low-grade soul-defying saint pill. It is also a quality of more than 90. Zhao Boss thought in his heart. Shen Shang handed Dan to Zhou Zhirkin and let Zhou Zhirkin use the box to test the quality. Soon, the box showed an incredible value. By 130 quality. Zhou Zhirkin could not believe the scream, and the boss next to Zhao also looked dumbfounded. It must be that your box is broken, use my test. Zhao Boss hastily shouted. Zhou Zhirkin quickly handed the grain to Zhao Boss. After Zhao's test with his box, it was still 830. Zhao's hands were shaking and holding the box. The 2 old alchemists here are also watching, so high-quality Dan is there, but it takes a long time to refine this high-quality Dan, and there are many heroes that need to be consumed. But now there are people who used to refine the low-grade Saint world-defying Dan. Everyone was shocked to see where they were, and there was anger in their hearts. Now they finally know that the actual quality of 90 is not high, but low. The previous tests by Boss Zhao misled everyone, so that everyone thinks that the quality of 100 is the highest, and the quality of Dan in it is more than 90, both close to 100, which makes people feel subconscious. It wasn't until Shen Shang took out the soul-defying saint pill test that they knew that the quality was uncapped. Zhao Boss, do you have anything to say? Shen Shang faintly smiled. Of course, the major shops here are doing this. Obviously it has formed a hidden rule, specifically to deceive those who do not know about the pillar. You can explain the things of herbs as reasonable, but what about these Dans? These Dans can be much more expensive than herbs, but they are so inferior. I am bold to guess that good Dan is kept by you, secretly sold to the superpower, are left for yourself to eat. And this kind of core quality, because of the loss of Dan, is the high price placed here, peer everyone. Shen Shang he smiled. You said I guessed right. The most angry people here should be Joe Jerkin and Joe Zichi, because they have not tasted good Dan for so many years, and they are very inferior. They are the emperors, but they are also treated like this. If it is not something like today, many people don't know that the actual good Dan is so good looking, and the quality is so high. The meat on Zhao's face is beating, said solemnly, you brat, you are finished. I am finished. Is it because I exposed this kind of thing, so that you can't continue to deceive everyone? Shen Shang laughed. Everyone can see that this guy's face is ugly. Everyone saw it. In short, they would never come here to buy the pillars. They would rather not eat. Originally, Shen Shang didn't want to make this a big deal. It was only when he dissuaded Joe Jerkin and Joe Zichi not to buy it. The middle-aged shopkeeper died of a duck, and did not admit that their Dan was fake. He also said that he insulted alchemist. All kinds of filthy him, led everyone hostile to him, so he decided to make this thing to the end. The same was true of Zhao's boss, who came out later, which made him even more angry. It doesn't matter, everyone who eats Dan is really of core quality. Mainly because the best quality dandu is ordered by some big forces, and the high-level pill is very good, it takes a long time. And this the bra that Dan took out is the very low rank of Dan, just violent world-defying realm, so he can reproduce many high quality in a short time, and then compare it with our high-level pill. This is it's not right. Zhao's boss has come to this point, and he can still tell a bunch of great Dao. Chapter 3418. Everyone now knows that the pills sold in this shop are inferior and have already achieved the effect expected by Shen Shang, so he does not intend to continue to entangle with this boss Zhao, which is a waste of time. How do you say what you love? Anyway, I have questioned your pills from the very beginning. It is the worst quality. At that time, I don't know who said that the quality of these pills is high grade. I kept saying that I insulted alchemist. Even if there is any reason, it still cannot deny the fact that you are a big liar, Shen Shang said. Everyone saw the middle-aged shopkeeper from the beginning to ensure that the quality of the pillars was the best, but now they admit that the pillars are the most inferior. Isn't this the face of their own? I heard that everyone was whispering, and Zhao's boss was even more angry. They really lost. Come and grab him. Angry Zhao boss was suddenly yelled. After Joe Jerkin and Joe Zichi were shocked, they immediately stopped in front of Shen Shang. Do you dare? Joe Jerkin coldly shouted. Why don't you dare? If you are an elder in your emperor's palace, you will do the same. If you don't let it go, don't blame us. Zhao boss said with a sneer. You are the emperor's palace, but even if you have been deceived for so many years, you can already prove the existence of this unspoken rule. Now someone has destroyed such a rule, which is incompatible with the entire pillars here. The door of the shop has been closed, and the people in it are rushing, and the number of players in the store is increasing. You don't have to worry, as long as you make up a blood contract and promise not to say what you are doing today, we will let you have a way to live. Zhao boss is black, gloomy and cold said. Everyone was shocked. This Zhao boss actually wanted to kill people. In order to ensure that today's things are not passed out, they actually use such dark means. Shen Shang did not expect this to happen, but he thought about it. Since these people can hold on to this matter for so long, it is clear that there is a very comprehensive plan, that is, killing people. Without world-defying sacred realm, I shouldn't worry about them. Shen Shang has been surrounded by several people, and Joe Jerkin and Joe Zichi have been stopped by several old men. But at this time, Shen Shang had no fear, only to see him suddenly took out 3 crystal emperors. Crystal Emperor. Before Shen Shang was very straightforward to buy those herbs, everyone saw that he was a very broad person, but now come out with 3 crystal emperors still surprised everyone. What do you want to do? Zhao boss glanced at the 3 crystal emperors of good quality. You guys, don't you just sell for the sake of wealth? Take it. Shen Shang vigorously threw the crystal emperor into the air, and used space power to let the crystal emperor reach the roof at once. World-defying sacred realm at the peak of the expert sea crystal emperor will be heartwarming, not to mention these world-defying sacred realm late stage. I saw more than a dozen people have soared to grab the 3 crystal emperor, even Zhao boss also hastily jump up. Boss Zhao certainly knows what Shen Shang is thinking, just to take them away, but he is sure that Shen Shang can never get out of the store. However, Just as they went to catch the three crystal emperors, Shen Shang hastily to Zhou Ziqi and Zhou Zhirkin sound transmission, ready to escape. He just finished the sound transmission, and the above suddenly burst out of a loud bang, a shocking force, so that everyone feels like being pounded by millions of pounds, and there is a scorching wave under the pressure, the shock of potential shocks, it feels like being burned. The strong explosion caused the people in the shop to fall to the ground, one by one on the ground, and the top of this luxurious and magnificent palace was pulled out of a huge hole, and the door was blown out. Oh la la, the dozens of people who just jumped up were all blown up and broken. The boss of Zhao was the strongest and the fastest, but he was still blown off an arm and was seriously injured. Everyone runs, Shen Shang yelled, and the person was gone. Boss Zhao was like a charred dead pig falling on the ground. His half-open eyes were full of anger, and he was actually pitted by such a brat. Zhou Zhirkin and Zhou Ziqi reacted at this time, and hastily followed Shen Shang to run out of the ruined shop, and then everyone ran out. This pill store is the largest in this imperial city, and its location is also the most lively. Suddenly broke out of this movement, alarming many people. You guy, it's too messy. Zhou Zhirkin looked back at the palace that had been blown open, and exclaimed. It's the first thing they messed up. If I don't, they will definitely kill me, and you will be forced to get a blood contract. Are you happy? Shen Shang snorted and said, you'd better. Don't go back to the imperial palace during this time. First secretly contact your three younger sisters to explore the alchemist's tone in the imperial palace. You are now the one who knows the truth. Zhou Zhirkin and Zhou Ziqi have realized that the complexity and seriousness of this matter can be seen by the boss Zhao who forced others to sign the blood contract. What about you? Said Zhou Zhirkin. This world is so big, I want to go somewhere where I go. Shen Shang he smiled and said very free and easy. Well, let's hide from the period of time. Zhou Zhirkin sighed, and they also had secret hiding places here. Shen Shang and their farewell, they rushed to a place where no one was, using the transformation technique to change their looks. This group of guys, wasting my three crystal emperors. Shen Shang was a little distressed. The three crystal emperors were all retouched by him. In the way of alchemy, they were smashed into the knocking spell and fire spell. Only such a powerful power will come out. As an alchemist, Shen Shang certainly can't see anyone using a bad pill to deceive people. If it is an inferior pill, it is something you want, and he won't say anything. He did not leave the city for the first time. Instead, he used Ratman to spread the matter around him, so that more people could understand the shady scene in the pill store and stop being deceived. Most of the people who came out of the people inside were the richer characters such as Young Master. They also spread the matter and soon became known to the city and then to other cities. Shen Shang, in the past few days, I have learned that the shop is not Zhao's boss. Zhao's boss is just a jealousy, and there are others behind the scenes. Most of it is privilege. Oh, I don't know how the two sisters are doing. It shouldn't be a problem. Shen Shang didn't want to harm them. This incident caused a lot of trouble, because some people finally exposed such a shady scene. Many people have been skeptical for many years, but these people are afraid to stand because they are afraid of powerful forces and worry that no one believes them. Come out. Chapter 3419. Shen Shang has been to many large and small worlds. He has also seen many people who are mainly interested in brills. Although he is more or less black, he has never seen such a shop selling the worst sliver. And all the big forces in the entire world defying Soul River 5th layer do this. It was only 10 days, and this incident spread to several empires. The business of those shops suddenly dropped. Many people learned that the pills they ate were all treated as garbage. They were very angry. The main thing is that they used a lot of myriad Dao Divine Soil Crystal to buy, but they got some garbage. I just don't have the strength, otherwise I will make these guys look good. Shen Shang strolled on the street and inquired about all kinds of useful news. He had already let Qin Shuang know the teleportation formation here, but he could not find it. Although he is anxious to go to the road of innovation, he also understands that it is very dangerous if he does not have enough strength to go to the road of innovation. I heard that this has already attracted the attention of Heaven's proud God Emperor. Oh, there were two emperors at the scene, even the emperor was deceived, and this Heaven's proud God Emperor might have done something in the dark. Nobody believes in today's pill stores. How can I buy good pills in the future? I don't know. In short, I have heard of a period of time. The Heaven's Proud Emperor Palace will hold an alchemist party to discuss this matter. This group of alchemists is a nest of snakes and rats. It is estimated that they will gather together and discuss how to lie to us. Shen Shang heard some young master brothers discussing this matter. From their dialogue, it can be seen that these young master brothers are not stupid. Everybody is good. Shen Shang walked into the hotel and stood next to him with a smile. When you talk about the pillars, you are working hard, don't you know if you can join? Shen Shang also holds 2 pots of good wine in his hand. Of course, a long-faced red-clothed man said with a smile, and quickly let Shen Shang sit down because he already saw that the 2 pots of wine in Shen Zhang's hands were good. After Shen Shang gave them a good drink, they asked, "Well, isn't the strongest guy in the imperial palace here?" This is of course, the strongest of such an empire is the people inside the imperial palace. A man sighed. Our small families need tribute every year, but also give gifts to various dignitaries. Otherwise it will be difficult to mix. Is the emperor the strongest in the imperial palace? Shen Shang asked again. Not at all. In short, I heard my grandfather say that there are several forces in the imperial palace. The emperor is also unable to take care of it. Not so. Even if his daughter has been cheated for so many years, it can be seen that the emperor's pill is not the emperor. It was also this thing that was exposed to the emperor's power. Before they were fighting in the dark, we could only see the flowers in the fog, and now we can see more clearly. So, the distribution of herbs is not under the emperor's control. Shen Zhang's eyes lit up. He felt that he could go to the emperor to talk, but the premise is to determine whether the emperor and his guests. After Shen Shang chatted with these young master brothers, I also learned that a very useful news is that those alchemists are very well positioned, and some even the behind-the-scenes bosses in the big family, or secretly control one party's strength. Of course, this is just the high-level alchemist, but the low-level alchemist will not be bad. Shen Shang leaving the hotel, head to Heavenly Sound Villa. Zhou Zhirkin told him before, if you want to find them, you can go to Heavenly Sound Villa from time to time, they may be inside. Heavenly Sound Villa is also a hotel, but it is a manor-style hotel. Everything is expensive and it is the right for the advanced. Shen Shang had a myriad Dao Divine Soil Crystal, it was easy to mix in, and I had a small house, and then released Heaven Devouring Rat to explore the ladies. Only half a day, he saw Zhou Zhirkin here, where they stayed in a medium-sized house, in a very secluded location. Shen Shang immediately rushed over and stood at the door and tapped the door. Zhou Zhirkin was very alert to see from a hole inside, and she was surprised when she saw the familiar face of Shen Shang. Shen Shang, how did you find us? Zhou Zhirkin quickly opened the door and let Shen Shang come in. It's too easy. Shen Shang laughed, went in and looked around, the house was much better than his. The charming Zhou Ziqi also hastily came out. After seeing Shen Shang, Zhao said with a smile, I thought you were away from Heaven's proud empire. It was going to be gone, but suddenly thought of something, so I decided not to take the lead for the time being. Shen Shang said with a smile, behind Zhou Zhirkin, went to a living room inside. Shen Shang sat down and drank tea and asked, you just stay here, is there really no problem? This is not, our imperial father can hurt us, we believe he will not harm us. Zhou Zhirkin sighed, there is a lot of complicated things. I know, so I am back. Shen Shang said with a smile, I am an upright alchemist, so I think I should do something. Now Zhou Zhirkin, they all believe in Shen Shang, otherwise Shen Shang cannot reveal the shady of the shop. What are you going to do? In short, we understand now that the world is controlled by alchemists. They buy the best herbs at low prices, refine the best dan to eat for themselves, and then put the worst pills. Selling at a high price, getting a lot of myriad Dao Divine Soil Crystal, and then acquiring herbs, and so on, Zhou Ziqi said. They are also deceived, so I think of this matter, my heart is very upset, after all, I have been cheated for so many years. I don't know yet to do this for the time being. Shen Shang thought about it. He really didn't have a comprehensive plan. It was mainly because his strength was too thin to change everything here. But you have done a very good job. At least let many people know the truth and will not be deceived again. This is already a great thing. Zhou Zhirkin's face is full of a smile. I think your imperial father should be very helpless about this kind of thing. I don't know if I can meet him and talk to him. Shen Shang asked. This is impossible, now his actions are subject to certain restrictions. If he is known to see you in the public domain of the pills, he will be more troublesome. Zhou Ziqi shook his head. Who should be able to talk to me? Shen Shang said. This is no problem, what do you want with him? Zhou Zhirkin nodded. You ask me, he knows Ji Yu Tong and a guy called Sun Old Ancestor. Shen Shang said. Tell this for a while. Chapter 3420. Zhou Zhiqin thought about it subconsciously, and saw that he had not heard of the two people Shen Shang had said. She carefully recalled that she still could not find relevant memories. Well, I will put this news back. Zhou Zhiqin said. Now you have to see my imperial father is not suitable, I will arrange for you to meet him when appropriate. Shen Shang is an alchemist, and Zhou Zhiqin thinks that her imperial father may be willing to win. If this is a good thing, it would be good. Zhou Zhiqin, a few of them are just ordinary empresses. Although the cultivation base is not weak, they grew up in the imperial palace from an early age, and they have not experienced anything. They don't understand many things. Now they have such a big thing, it is not convenient to ask for it. And Shen Shang has been using Radman to inquire about various news these days. He has a large number of Radmans and a large number of myriad Dao Divine Soil Crystal. He can quickly build a news network and collect all kinds of news he wants to know. A month after the incident at Shengxin store, Shen Shang finally heard some useful news. He had already learned the power behind the scenes of the Shengxin store, and he guessed that the Imperial Palace was from the Imperial Palace. It is only that he is still unclear who is inside the Imperial Palace. In short, even if he is in the Imperial Palace, he is also a high-powered person. Zhou Zhiqin also replied to Shen Zhang's inquiries and made Shen Shang more excited. My imperial father said that he knows these two people, but it is not convenient to talk about. Zhou Zhiqin said. He should be busy with other things now, and he will have time later. After the storm of this matter, we go talk to him again. Zhiqin, in the heaven's proud emperor palace, is there anything wrong with your imperial father? Shen Shang asked. No, Zhou Zhiqin shook his head. Even if there is, we certainly don't know. In short, even in the imperial palace, there are many restricted areas that cannot be gone. As for why, we don't know. I only know that my imperial father warned us that we can't go to those places. Zhou Ziqi said. So you know that in the heaven's proud emperor palace, who is the most powerful except for your imperial father? Shen Shang asked again. You should know this. There is only the national man, the father is the father of the queen, is an alchemist, world-defying sacred realm peak, the strength is similar to my imperial father, in charge of the proud pill palace among the heaven's proud emperor palace, responsible for the entire palace pills provided, the pills we eat in the imperial palace are all collected from the proud pill palace. Zhou Zhiqin thought about it and said. You are not the queen's daughter? Shen Shang asked. Imperial father has a lot of women, our mother is one of his favorite, but it has no power, because I can't stand the various battles in the palace. I left the imperial palace early, and my grandmother and grandfather together, I haven't seen her for a long time, Zhou Zhiqin sighed. Shen Shang said. 80% is this national man. What do you mean? Zhou Ziqi looked at her big sister, very puzzled. The behind-the-scenes boss of Shengxin shop is this man. I heard some news, there is the power of the imperial palace behind the store. Shen Shang said. At that time, the boss of Zhao dared to fight you, because there is this the national pension supports. Zhou Zhiqin and Zhou Ziqi look at each other and face the color of worry. Although they are not sure whether Shen Shang said it is true, they have this suspicion. If this is the case, their situation is very dangerous. Big sister, Ududly someone knocked at the door. Zhou Zhiqin quickly went to open the door, only to see a delicate and pretty woman outside the door. Full of anxiety, really Zhou Zhiqin's three sister, Zhou Zishu. Three sisters, what? Zhou Zhiqin saw Zhou Zishu's face, hastily asked. I was chased, both sister and fifth sister were taken away. Zhou Zishu has cried out. Shen Shang hastily closed the door and he has taken out the divine mirror of 6 paths. What happened? Are you not in the imperial palace? You should go to the imperial father. Zhou Zhiqin was also anxious, and even shouted, quickly, what is going on? Zhou Zishu cried and said, as soon as we got out of the palace, we were trapped. The guys who attacked us were very strong. Fourth sister and fifth sister dragged them and let me escape to come to you. I dare not go back to the palace. Because imperial father has been under house arrest in the palace at this time. Can your fourth sister and fifth sister be caught back in the palace? Shen Shang slightly frowned, thinking about something. No, I saw them after they grabbed the fourth sister and the fifth sister, and they were hastily away from the imperial palace, Zhou Zishu said quickly. Shen Shang feels that this is more or less because of him, so he now has to find a way to rescue Zhou Zihua and Zhou Ziyi. They are inside, seal them inside. There was a loudly shout outside, and then a seal of strength came in, only a translucent red mask was pressed down to cover the house. Yes, is the voice of Prince. Zhou Zhirkin frowned. Prince is the son of the queen. How could he appear here? Shen Zhang's face is dignified. He can be sure that in this world-defying Soul River 5th layer, people here are very advanced in the research of the formation barrier. Before he saw the night solitary wolf in the 3rd layer, he mastered Dao creation spell. At this time, the sealed barrier has a strength of Dao creation spell. This Dao creation spell is still heavier. Boom! After the barrier appeared, the wall of the big house suddenly collapsed and was shocked by a strong pressure. I saw more than a dozen people outside the wall. Prince, what are you doing? Zhou Zhirkin coldly shouted. This guy is the person who was in the Saint Trust shop on that day, named Shen Shang. The second prince wore a pair of luxurious gold clothes and wore a golden crown. The whole person looked very proud. It's the top 10 emperor. Zhou Ziqi said, but the more powerful world-defying sacred realm late stage. Great, let's catch you, just to find out this guy. Prince laughed. Remove the barrier, I have to personally grab this guy, the national will definitely praise me. Then you have to be strong. You are a world-defying sacred realm late stage, but you look like a weak chicken, and you want to be praised by others, like a child, so childish. I don't bother to play with you like this waste. Shen Shang calmly, as long as he is not the peak of world-defying sacred realm, he is not afraid. What are you talking about? Prince did not expect anyone to dare to marry him. You are a weak chicken, a waste, an incompetent guy, and you just dare to succumb like a dog to the back of a big tree. If there is no Queen's Abbot behind you, you are just a rubbish. Shen Shang has increased his anger. Hey, here Prince. Even Zhou Zhirkin, their 3 sisters are stunned, they know the status of Prince, because Crown Prince is dead, and the second prince is the son of the Queen, and also won the favor of the nationals. In the future, this heaven's proud emperor palace but 2 of princes.